All right, all right, all right, all right. We don't come back. We don't come back. Um, I hope say everybody to do well. Hope say everybody to do well. Drinking water, staying warm. You know, you get as they do me, do me. My head, you get as my head, they do me. So we're gonna manage. We're gonna go try. We'll go try run this show today as much as the head fee allow me. Because my head big sometimes, you go too heavy for me, you go begin to cause headache. So but we're gonna try. We'll go manage with the head. Yakubu manage. Yakubu is managing. But hope everybody's doing well, by the way. I hope everybody's drinking water, staying warm. It rained for Port Harcourt today. They rain every day for Port Harcourt. So this one no be even matter of being warm. Now stay dry. Stay dry. If you're in Port Harcourt, stay dry. My Port Harcourt people, shout out to you guys, man. If you're in Port Harcourt, stay dry. I don't know how the weather be for Lagos, but whichever weather you deal with, just manage. Stay warm, stay dry, stay cool, just be safe, Stay out there, be safe, be warm, whatever it is you need to do and be healthy, Anyway, we're gonna have a good show today. Everybody down here, or at least people that follow politics, when I go down here or watch the interview with Peter Obi Grant, Channels TV yesterday, I believe. I think it was pre-recorded actually. I don't believe it was. I don't believe it was live yesterday. They put it up yesterday, but I don't believe it was live. I think it was pre-recorded, so they just kind of played it back yesterday. But shout out to Seun, shout out to the Channels TV people. Shout out to you guys because I go play on a video today. I also go pardon me. But it's what it is. But for the purpose of this show, we're gonna need to play some clips. For the people who never watched the interview, we're gonna play some clips. And discuss it and dissect it. And at the end of the show, we're gonna bring a few people up. Disagree. People will disagree for the most part. I would like to see what the disagreement is. The one that's making the rounds on social media is the one he said something about cutting grass. We're gonna get into it. I think I have the clip here. We'll go play them and we'll get into it. We'll talk about it and see how that goes, right? And we'll analyze it as people will get sense, right? For Beer Parlor, shout out to the Beer Parlor. Shout out to my Beer Parlor guests. I know say we did smart and rational for this space. I believe most people here are very smart and rational. So we're gonna play that clip of him talking about cutting grass, and then we'll go from there. We'll analyze it. We'll play the whole entirety, not the entirety, but at least a good portion of the clip, so that people will get sense, go make waiting they want to make out of them completely, and not just running around with the social media buzz. I have my own thoughts, but I would hope that the people who are gonna be here today, I'm gonna hope that for the most part, at least you've taken your time to watch the video, the full interview. I think it was almost 2 hours, I believe. Even if you haven't, keep an open mind. We'll go play some clips, and we go from there. Anyway, I greet everybody where they're here today. Thank you guys for coming. I don't want to say I'm under the weather, but I get a headache. But I had to do this show today. I don't want to say I'm under the weather, right? Under the weather is for boys. I'm a man. Men don't go under the weather. We stay on the weather. Men know they go under weather. We stay on the weather. We do things. You know how it goes, right? I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I thank you guys for being here. We're going to have a good show today. Please feel free to like and share and get more people here to join the show. We're going to get this show started once we hit 1K likes. And I don't know, it's probably going to take a good 2 hours because there's a few clips here I would like us to watch, and so that we go analyze them by ourselves. I'll give my thoughts for the most part, and then at the end of the show, get your pen, get your pencil or pen or whatever you use, right? Get your notepad, get your laptop, so that you're going to take notes, so that at the end of the show, we can bring you up and you talk about where you disagree with waiting I talk or waiting P2B talk. As soon as I know, I want to use the right word. I love P2B, obviously. I don't profess my love to him, Shout out to Obi. As you guys also know, he's my preferred candidate in the coming elections. So there's no surprises here. I believe I've made that known a few times, right? So we're just gonna go into it in there. Let's keep liking, by the way. Let's keep liking and sharing. Get more people here to join the show. We're at 461 likes right now. Once we hit 1,000 likes, we'll just get the show started. Make I just give my small thoughts here, and just a greet to now we're here. I greet you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Anyway, I forget the route where I've been there. I don't talk, they go now. I don't forget everything I've been talk. But anyway, listen, right? It's gonna be a good show, absolutely. I'm gonna, for the most part, go over a number of topics that were touched on the interview. So stay put. I have the video. This is my setup. Shout out to this my setup now, man. Shout out to my setup, right? It's very versatile. I can do a whole lot of stuff, and even more that I'm learning. So I'm gonna be able to play the video. We'll watch the video here live, and I'll give my thoughts, and then play a different one, give my thoughts, play a different one. It's about maybe 14, 15 of them. So this show is going to take at least 2 hours. So please feel free. And I thank, I know say they're very appreciative anytime when I come here. So I thank you guys for being here. We hit 1,000 likes. All right, let's get it started. Without further ado, let's get it started. Let's get it started. Make I pause these lo-fi music. Pause this lo-fi music and get the show started. My Facebook people, my YouTube people, my Twitch people, I greet everybody. It's gonna be a good show. Just grab your pen and pencil, and like always, if you would like to join the show, feel free to come over on TikTok. That's the only way we can bring you up, and then you can share you can share your thoughts. All right. Let's get it started. Let's see what we have here. All right, give me 1 second. I know I put everything up here in front of me, but now I don't define them, right? That's what it be. All right, make our screen capture here, all right? The one for YouTube is up. And then we're gonna get the screen capture for TikTok and Facebook. Make I bring them up real quick. All right. Fuck. All right. Let's see how we can move this guy. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's even cooler this way. Now we can slide it there. So we'll go see the man. We will see the man who they stress everybody out, make everybody panic. Shout out to Obi, man. Shout out to Obi. All right, let's get this show started. I'm gonna start from the beginning, and this is gonna be like an introduction for me. I get a few things where I won't get off my chest, so feel free. Just stay here with me and let me know if the audio or anything is not working, so I go know what I feed do.
What young people do all over the world. So it doesn't matter if
all right, it's 1 second there. It did very fast. Make I reduce the speed. But I'm gonna make it fast anyway, because we don't want to waste anybody's time. So let's feel this speed.
So Nigeria is good. You're fine with it. Right. So, and in any capacity that you are able to help, either a minister or a president, that's okay. I don't even need to hold any post. You don't need to hold any post. I'm contesting because I believe that I will fix it. I will unite the country and be able to do it, to show an example of what is possible. But there are those who do not think that you've got what it takes to unite the country. You just mentioned uniting Nigeria. on politics today, the former governor of Borno State, incidentally, when he left office was about the time that you were entering to become governor of Anambra State. And he mentioned to say that, no, I was there before he left office. Yeah, so just, I mean, he was exiting, your tenure coincided at some point. You were in office at some point when he also was in office. So he said, people should not look in your direction because you will divide Nigeria, that you do not have what it takes to unite Nigeria. How do you react to such a statement? So that's directly opposite of what I would do. I will unite Nigeria. And I know what it takes to unite Nigeria. And what will that be? Sheriff. My right? Alimodu Sheriff. Alimodu Sheriff said, if you look at my record, what he said is opposite. At the onset, while he was still governor, I was there at the onset of this Boko Haram issue. His own brother was killed. So I traveled to Borno State to condole him. When people don't want to go there.
All right, I'm just going to take a pause here and say this, right? So now we're talking about uniting the country, right? And I love P2B for this, right? He did it like masterfully. He said, this person where you mentioned, Boko Haram buying brother. I went there to condole with this person where the talk say, I know if you unite the country. You see, I like how he masterfully did that, but we're going to keep going because this is not even what I want to talk about as far as this topic of uniting the country. It goes even deeper. Pause. It goes further, right? It goes further than that, right? Anyway, let's keep it going.
I went to Borno State. It's on record. So they've been flooding in Borno State. I went there, contributed about 50 million naira, visited the governor, visited the sheriff of Borno, I visited IDP camp in Borno. I've been to most troubled part of the north, be it Katsina, Kebbi. I've been to Plateau up to 4 times, visiting the various affected communities when there's clean and everything. Spend time in IDP camp, help even communities that are affected to rebuild their schools for their children. Went to the IDP camps, supported them. I've done that in Benue. I spent Christmas, New Year in IDP camps. So I built boreholes in Gombe, in Kaduna, in every part of the north. When the University of Sokoto said, the University of Sokoto Agricultural Faculty said, all they need is borehole for their farm, I did it. And I visited schools in Sokoto, even when Tamoa was governor. I can go on and on. I've done the same thing in the Southwest. I've been to schools, in Kogi, schools of nursing. I visited hospitals all over Nigeria. There's no politician today in Nigeria who has been able to travel places that have been by road, from Kafanchan to Katsina to Maiduguri to everywhere. I've traveled all over the place.
I'm going to pause this again, right? Again, I've not gone to where I want to get to yet with this specific unity, right? But he's saying something that's very important to me here, right? And it goes to it's about this IPOB thing of, oh, P2B has the thing would happen for him backyard, and I'm also guilty of that, right? I'm gonna say that I'm also guilty of that. I go further to say, P2B need the visit waiting to happen for Southeast, and only all these other places when they go, right? But here's the thing. I know, I agree. You get as it be. You know the visit the one with the house in they go other people own, right? But here's the thing. How can you also now sit here and be asking this man about unifying, like he's going to break the country, right? When he's the one who is going around the whole country. He's going around the whole country, visiting places that are impacted by maybe insecurity, whatever it is. He's visiting people, doing philanthropic things, right? But these people, like the Alimodu Sheriff he's talking about, has never visited the Southeast. And nobody asks these questions. Nobody says, oh, this person never visits Southeast. Even their own places, they need to go visit them. This is the point he's trying to make here, right? This is the point he's trying to make. He's trying to say, how dare you accuse me of wanting to break this country, when in reality, I'm the one who's going around visiting every part of this country. Even places where the people who are even impacted, the Alimodu Sheriff himself, when he lost his brother because of this banditry in the north, people no agree go there. But I went there to visit this man. How dare you? Man, shout out to P2B, man. P2B is the man. I mean, there's really nothing you can tell me. There's really nothing anybody can tell me. P2B is the man. Like, forget his voice. He's saying a deep voice, maybe for them more manly, right? But, it's what's in the heart. This man, na man, him be. I mean, he's not going to say, how dare you, right? But this is pretty much what he's saying. How dare you? These people buy your brother. I come visit you. How dare you tell me that I'm going to break this country? How dare you? It's what it is. This is the bossiest shit I've ever seen, right? Listen, man, let's keep going.
By road. Because I want the country to be together. And you understand that? And I'm experiencing it. So for instance, what he's saying is direct opposite of what I'll do. And I just show you an example. By going to all these places. But how many places have other people gone? Have you ever seen people in government today, even today, saying we're going to visit this place because this and everything? Even the recent or your thing, I visited the governor. Well, I asked governors of other places, whether it's for anything, whenever there's issue, I call them. And I try to visit them. Whenever there's fire in Kanu and everything, I will go there. Mr. Obi, don't you think that this is probably not about Peter Obi? Because any person that understands the Nigerian history, from the Civil War to the post-Civil War, would think or imagine that we have not totally healed. And there's a segment of this country that have not been fully integrated in terms of the politics of this country. Whether or not an Igbo man can become president of Nigeria, do you think that we have moved away from the Civil War syndrome and we have totally healed such that an Igbo man like Peter Obi from Anambra State, an Onitsha man, will one day become Nigeria's president?
I'm going to pause it here before he gives his answer, right? And this is to the people who I'm going to call clowns for the purpose of this show, right? I'm going to call these people clowns. And the people I'm going to call clowns here are my Igbo brothers, right? Peter Obi won 80% of the Southeast in the last election. Obviously, 20% of the people in the Southeast do not agree with Peter Obi. That is a fact, right? That is a fact. Tinubu, I don't know the percentage of what he won in the Southwest, but obviously not everybody agrees with Tinubu in the Southwest. Atiku didn't win 100% of the North, the same thing, right? But the clowns that I'm going to refer to here, right, are the people from the Southeast, Igbo people from the Southeast, who in their rights, in their full rights, they disagree with Peter Obi's style of governance or his style of politics. Whatever it is, they disagree with him. However, when you go out of your way to call Peter Obi out of his name, you are a clown. Because I call you a clown because people in the Southwest who disagree with Tinubu, they do not go out of their way to make fun of Tinubu when they disagree with him. They disagree with him based on policy. They disagree with him based on, oh, see poverty where they for land. When I need to see him, poverty day. People are hungry. They disagree with him on issues. At least that's what I see. I've been on different shows. I've seen people from the Southwest disagree with Tinubu. They don't call him out of his name. I've never seen an Arewa person call, what's his name now, Atiku, out of his name. They disagree with him for whatever reason. Or for the most part, maybe they even keep quiet. But the clowns in Igbo land that disagree with Peter Obi, you see them, they put a mouse trap and put Obi's head underneath it. That's some clown stuff. That's some clown stuff. Now, I call it tap dancing, right? I call it tap dancing because you're tap dancing. You're tap dancing. You're tap dancing to your audience. You're tap dancing to your paymaster. Or you're tap dancing to your slave master. It's either of these three. It's either of these three. You're tap dancing to one of these three. You're either tap dancing to your audience so that they go say, oh, you're the best Igbo person or you're the different Igbo person. You're tap dancing to your paymaster, maybe somebody's paying you. Or you're tap dancing to your slave man, you're just a slave, right? That's how I see it, right? You're in your full right as a Nigerian to not agree with Obi. You are in your right. Especially as an Igbo person, you are in your right. And here's the thing. When someone like me has the guts to sit here and talk about things like this, another clown from somewhere else would say, oh, you're a tribalist. Oh, you're a tribalist. Guess what? I know that game, right? It's called the leash. You're trying to put me on a leash with the tribalistic tag or name or whatever it is. You want to put me on a leash and control what I say or what I cannot say with that tribalistic tag. I understand it. I understand the boundary. I understand it's kind of edgy. It's on the edge. It's kind of, it's right there for borderline, right? It's borderline. I understand it. But guess what? I'm okay to sit on that border. I'm okay to carry my tea, cross, they drink my tea for that border. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. But one thing where I no go do, not to tap dance to anybody. One thing where I no go do, not to tap dance to anybody. Obi is not perfect, right? Neither is Tinubu, neither is Atiku. But I don't see the people from Atiku or Tinubu's region calling Tinubu out of his name. They call him out based on issues. Issues like, okay, he had a, what's it called now? A forfeiture, a civil forfeiture. That is a fact. That is not calling anybody out of their name. That is a fact. Anyway, I'm going to keep the clip going. I just had to put that one off my chest. And there's one other thought I'm going to share at the end of this unification thing. And then we go from there.
That is the foundation of the healing. And that is where you start to build momentum and build Nigeria.
And why?
That would be, that is the beginning. So a P2P presidency will commence the healing and the unity that is required to save lives and build a better future. As I said, a new Nigeria is possible.
How do we?
Because everybody will be inclusive.
How do we deal with the Kaduna Insurgu Act coup? Because that seems to have been a major wound that a lot of.
Now I want you to pay attention. Seun started with unity. He went into the history, the Civil Biafra War. Now this is the third time on this same unification, right? This is the third time that Seun is asking Peter Obi about this same issue. Now he's asking him about the coup of 1966, right? Let's keep going. This is the third, I want you to hear this out. This is the third time. He is an Igbo man. He is a Nigerian first, and then an Igbo man running to be president, being scrutinized because he's an Igbo man. Tinubu has one time said he doesn't believe Nigeria can be won. Nobody scrutinizes Tinubu on that statement. Tinubu has said that. Peter Obi has never on record, well, at least I know, Peter Obi has never on record said he doesn't believe that Nigeria should be won. But because Peter Obi is an Igbo man, and this is why I even take the clownery of my brothers, my Igbo brothers and sisters, who are tap dancing to their audience, to their paymaster, either their audience, their paymaster, or their slave masters, right? They're tap dancing. They've put you on that leash. And guess what? You're going to be on that leash forever. Because there may come a time that you would run for public office on a federal level. You are an Igbo person. This same scrutiny, it will not end with Obi. It will continue. But instead of you to speak up and say, this is wrong, Peter Obi is a Nigerian. Don't ask these silly questions. You don't ask Tinubu, can you please clarify when you say Nigeria should not be won? You don't ask Tinubu those questions. I've been doing TikTok lives now for a minute, for say almost a year now, right? I can categorically say the grievance of Nigeria not being won is not just from Igbo. I don't even have to have done TikTok to say this. Most people would agree with me. The same reason that Igboho was shouting Yoruba Nation, that tells you that there is a faction or section or fraction of the Southwestern people who also have that ideology that Nigeria should not be won. That ideology exists in all quarters of Nigeria. It's not only the Igbo man that has that idea. But for some reason, that tag is on an Igbo man. And the clowns, again, the Igbo people, who instead of, I'm not saying agree with Peter, I'm not saying support Peter Obi, but I'm saying call it what it is when it's said. This scrutiny is wrong. This is the third time. There's probably a fourth one. We're going to keep going. There's probably a fourth one This is the third time you're asking a Nigerian about unity. Peter Obi has never told you that he argues the unity of Nigeria. Peter Obi has never doubted the unity of Nigeria. As an individual, as a Nigerian, Peter Obi has never doubted the unity of Nigeria. But guess who has? Tinubu on record. But nobody scrutinizes him this way. Peter Obi is not related to Ojukwu. Peter Obi is not related to Kaduna and Zogo. You say, oh, but the Grivian, what? Yo, Peter Obi is nice. Shut it down. Shut it down. That is what you should do. Shut it down. Don't play with me like that now. And the people I call clowns, right? The people I refer to as clowns. You see this and you think it's okay. Because you're tap dancing. You're tap dancing to your paymaster. You're tap dancing to your slave master. You're tap dancing to your audience. Pick one. You fall into one. Pick one. You're tap dancing to your paymaster. You're tap dancing to your slave master. You're tap dancing to your audience. Pick one. That's who you're tap dancing to. And guess what? You're on a leash. You can't get off that leash because they got you. Gotcha! Shout out to Dave Chappelle, man. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Gotcha! They got you. You know? They got you. You can't get off that leash. You can't. This is a Nigerian. This one hurts me, right? Because I be Igbo man. It hurts me that at some point in the future, I go aspire to be president and some rascal. I'll shut it down though. I'll shut it down, right? But shout out to Obi for having the grace to tolerate this silliness. Shout out to Obi for having the grace to tolerate this silliness. It hurts me as an Igbo man. Say at some point I go aspire to be president of Nigeria, and some rascal go to tell me, oh, the unity, the coup. Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me, man? You don't scrutinize Tinubu, who has in public said he doesn't believe Nigeria should be one. You don't scrutinize Tinubu in this manner. But you scrutinize an Igbo man. And the clowns, my brothers who are clowns, tap dancing, they think this is okay. My brothers and sisters. Oh, yes. Oh, IPOB. Oh, he said IPOB. Oh, he said IPOB. Oh, he did not say IPOB. You're a clown, man. You're a clown. That's what you are, man. You're a clown. Hey, man, let's keep going, by the way. Let's keep going.
Nigerians still don't think that they can trust an Igbo man to become president.
Can you believe this? Can you believe this shit? Can you believe this shit? Like, I'm so upset. Do you get this shit? Like, I'm upset that they can trust an Igbo man. Can you believe this shit? Can you believe this? I'll shut it down. I'll shut it down. Man, get the F out of here. Like, who the F are you? I don't want to curse, make TikTok no pursue me, right? I really want to curse, man, because I'm so upset, right? I want to curse because I'm so upset. But TikTok put me for leash, man. Come on now. TikTok put me for my own leash, man. We're all on a leash at the end of the day, right? We're all on a leash at the end of the day, man. Hey, man, TikTok, man, give me some grace, man. Give me some grace, make I curse the hell out, man. That they don't trust you because you're an Igbo man. Peter Obi has never given anybody any reason to doubt his Nigerianness. Tinubu has. And guess what? I can argue. Right? I can argue that it's because Tinubu doesn't believe in one Nigeria. That's why he's running Nigeria aground. Tinubu is running Nigeria aground. Inflation rate over fucking 40%. Inflation rate over $1 billion for 40 kilometers of road. You're running the country aground. You're running the country aground. I can argue it's because he doesn't believe in Nigeria. And you have a man, an Igbo man. You have an Igbo man. And then somebody asking him, they don't trust you. What have I done for you not to trust me? And the clowns, my Igbo brothers who are clowns and sisters who are clowns, call this shit out, right? They don't. Instead, they call Obi out of his name. I don't expect everybody to support Obi. 80% of the Southeast supported him in the last election. Obviously, not everybody supports him. Now, so democracy be. It's what it is, right? It's what it is. But do it with dignity. Do it with class. Do it with class. But that's something you guys don't know. That's something you guys don't have. Class. Class. Shout out to my shout out to the Southwest brothers and the Northern brothers, right? And sisters. That they disagree with Tinubu and Atiku with class. Shout out to them, man. But the clowns that are my brothers and sisters from the Southeast, the clowns, man, keep tap dancing. Your own time go come. And then they go tell you, they go ask you these same silly questions. They're going to ask you these same silly questions. Why should we trust you? Man, F out of here, man. Screw you. How about that? Man, screw you. How about that?
Know that you cannot be trapped in the process of yesterday. Those who are trapped in the process of yesterday must meet the future. There must be a time to know that we are the same. We must come together. Yes, we have a history, but we must not be trapped in it. It must not deprive us tomorrow. Those who are trapped in the process of yesterday today will be tomorrow. I want to drag this country to tomorrow. I want the child of Nigeria to be able to grow up in Nigeria, go to school, live his life without thinking about his pride, without thinking about yesterday, without thinking about his religion, but as a Nigerian, and be proud of it. And we're going to do that. That is exactly what I am offering the people. I will never divide Nigeria. I will unite Nigeria. I will show love to every part of Nigeria and make sure things are done differently because I'm going to involve everybody.
I'd like to look into this camera, Mr. Obi, because every northerner that is watching through that lens tonight.
Look at this. This is the 5th time. This is the 5th time. This is the 5th time. I'm pissed off. Like, if you're an Igbo person and you're not pissed off at this, you're a fucking clown, man. If you're Igbo and you're not pissed off at this, this is the 5th time. This man has declared his allegiance to Nigeria, literally. I will, like, he even stooped so low to say, I will not divide Nigeria. And this Seun will have some respect for him, right? But you keep going. This is the 5th time, man. This is the 5th time. I want you to look into the camera. For what, though? What are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing? Tinubu has said he doesn't believe in one Nigeria. Nobody scrutinizes him like this. Peter Obi has never said anything remotely close to that. Remotely close to that. But the clowns, the Igbo clowns, right? The clowns who say they disagree with Peter Obi but cannot do it with grace and class. The clowns, they don't see anything wrong with this. They don't see anything wrong with this. This is the 5th time. These clowns, right? They don't see anything wrong with this. They think it's normal. Your time will come, man. As for me, I'll shut it down. It's not gonna, you know, go past that one time. As for me, you know, go past. Peter Obi has grace. Shout out to Peter Obi. Peter Obi has grace and class. For me, you know, go reach. The first time you bring it up, I shut it down. Keep it moving. Shut it down. Shut it down. All right.
We wonder whether or not you can trust an evil man.
Can you believe this shit? If you're an Igbo person and this doesn't piss you off, man. If you're not outraged as an Igbo person, right? If you're not outraged as an Igbo person, you're a clown, man. You're a clown. You fit the description of a clown. Oh, yo, you are a clown. If 5th time you're asking a Nigerian about his Nigerianness, if you're an Igbo person and this doesn't piss you off, you're a clown. You fit the description of a clown. You fit the description of a clown. You're a clown. You're a clown. This has to be shut down.
Them tonight that you, Peter Obi, can be trusted to become Nigeria's president.
Can you believe this shit?
The destiny and the politics of the northern man is still in your hands.
Chairman, I'll change the north. I have an idea of what is happening in the north. And nobody can drive that prospect today in Nigeria.
Unfreaking believable. Anyway,
I will work with them.
we're going to move to the next segment, which I have here. Let's move to the next one. You know, I was outraged. This is how much I was outraged when I was watching this video, because I knew I was going to do this review, right? I was very outraged, man, especially by this specific segment. And shout out to Obi, man. Obi has grace. And for the 5th time, he had to take the conversation somewhere else. So shout out to Obi. He has grace. He has grace and class. Something that these clowns don't have. Grace and class. Keep tap dancing. Your day will come. Keep tap dancing. That's my message for you. The Igbo clowns, keep tap dancing because your day will come. Anyway, let's go to the next segment here, which I have here.
In Lagos, it was the Muslim ticket that caused whatever happened. Do you think that was a fluke? Can you do it again? Can you beat Bola Tinubu in Lagos? Can you beat Atiku in Adamawa? Can you really have a dramatic turnaround in your outing this time around?
Shehu, the 36 governors will support the president. So it won't be only 31, 36. I want to give all the governors to. This
is a man. Like I'm in awe, right? I'm in awe of Obi, right? His grace, his manliness. Hear this. He says, I give you the 36 governors. I'll play this again. He said, I give you the 36 governors, right? Isn't this the manliest shit you've heard, right? He said, I give you the 36 governors. What else do you want from me? The odds, he's telling you, I want the odds to be against me. I want the odds to be even stacked against me. No problem. But let's go in there and do it. Let's go and check our popularity. I give you 36 governors, handicap. For that year where they play Babi Jebu and Sporty Bet, the handicap with the column. I give myself handicap, you know. I handicap myself. But I go beat you. Let it just be fair. Is that too much to ask, though? I'll play this again.
Do it again. Can you beat Bola Tinubu in Lagos? Can you beat Atiku in Adamawa? Can you really have a dramatic turnaround in your outing this time around?
Shehu, the 36 governors will support the president. So it won't be only 31, 36. I want to give all the governors to. But 36 people in the state are not with them. Because they're hungry. Is there difference?
Now tell me if this isn't the manliest shit, right? Tell me if this isn't the manliest shit. I give you 36 governors, no problem. But now only 36. Let's go there and check our popularity, right? Let's go there and check our popularity. How about that? How about that? How about that? Isn't this the manliest shit you've heard today? At least today. Forget about yesterday or tomorrow. Today, isn't this the manliest shit you've heard? If you and person, they play video game and the person say, I give you 2-0, no worry. Isn't that like who do you think you are? Like, you know, I'm that guy. P.O.B. is telling you, I'm that guy. We are running based on popularity, not be by governors. Right? Right? That's what we're doing, right? Not by 36 governors, right? But anyway, this was the segment I wanted to play here, and then we're going to go to the next segment. I believe I got the segment for where he said something about cutting grass. We're also going to watch that segment. I hope I didn't. I know I definitely got that part, but we'll see. Let's see.
Are free to choose who is their candidate, who they want to present, and I'll ensure that once after election, I will take the law to the National Assembly. After election, you cannot change your party. You can only change your party.
All right, let's go to 38.
I will ensure remove some of the restrictions that are happening today, where even the regulator INEC is interfering in party activities. Their job will be strictly to ensure that they conduct free, fair, and credible election. The parties are free to choose who is their candidate, who they want to present.
Now, wouldn't this be what most Nigerians want? Why is Tinubu, the strategist, not doing it? Instead, it's looking like he's weaponizing. It's looking like the INEC is weaponizing the electorate, right? It's looking like the presidency, the Nigerian presidency, is using the INEC as a tool. Wouldn't this be what most Nigerians want? Where the INEC cannot interfere for the most part. Now, for a man that is saying, this is what I would do, what is your disagreement with this? As a Nigerian that wants Nigeria to work, what is your disagreement? We're going to talk about disagreements once we go through all the segments here, but let's keep watching this segment.
I'll ensure that once after election, I will take the law to the National Assembly. After election, you cannot change your party. You can only change your party during the election. After election, if you change your party, the party that won that election will replace you.
Okay. Wouldn't this be a strategy to handicap these people where they always isn't like, who would disagree? Which well-meaning Nigerian, me and you, where they work for our daily bread, we want Nigeria to work. We don't have a paymaster, we don't have an audience, we don't have a slave master. Which of us, we want Nigeria to work, would disagree with a bill like this? Right? Which of us would disagree with a bill like this? Anyway, let's keep going.
Within 48 hours. That's what you have all over the world. So you bring sanity, not this rascality.
One criticism is repeatedly leveled against you is that instead of helping to build enduring political institutions, you move to whichever platform best advances your presidential ambition. How do you respond?
How many parties have I moved? They go and put fire in this one.
You've been on the ballot at the presidential level 3 times now. On 3 different
I went
VP.
I went from PDP when it is no longer, it has nothing to do with presidential. When the things were no longer being done according to the rules, I left PDP. One day you see my write-up why I left PDP, and I went to Labour. And they came there, same group of people, instituted fire on it, and want me to stay there. And
by the way, let's like and share and get more people here to join the show. If you're here, you're enjoying this show, let's keep liking and sharing and get more people here to join the show.
Born, and I moved to ADC, and I moved to ADC. Since I went to ADC, and they've carried the same fire all over the place. You know.
But why don't you stay to build?
What are you going to do?
You always like to go to where things are safe and easy.
No, sir, if they put this building on fire now, and you will leave to where it is safe.
All right.
Simple.
I think this is a perfect analogy, right? And I'm also guilty of holding Obi account, like criticizing him of leaving party, jumping party to another party. But this is a simple analogy. And I believe Seun didn't have any pushbacks after this analogy. If somebody, an external force, is intentionally, trying to burn down a house you're in, you would have to leave, right? An external force that has all the everything what they need. Most people would leave, right? That is what I would think. This is the first time in history that we've seen party just having issues before election, and they are removing them, threatening to remove them from the ballot, threatening this, threatening that. This is the first time we've seen this thing in history happen. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. For someone who said he's a Democrat, he created Nadeco. Now, I found them, I don't know the one. For someone who said he's a Democrat, who has 36 governors, right? For someone who has 36 governors, you're still worried about a man you say is a loser. Then what does that make you? What does that make you? If you're still worried about a man you've certified a loser, what does that make you though? You have 36 governors and him say, no problem, take your 36 governors. Just allow this thing to be free and fair. Make we check something. Is that too much to ask though? Anyway.
That's what is happening.
Why should party members in the NDC think that you will be committed to the party? That in any little crisis you have...
If everything is conducive If there's no problem, why would they believe? That's why I said, I, as president, will encourage the power of opposition parties. Let me tell you, Shehu, what is happening in ADC now, happening in NDC, happening in Labour, will never happen if I'm president of Nigeria. Anybody that tries to do it, even the judiciary, giving us of ruling, you will see what will happen. We must.
All right, we're going to move to the next segment here, or to another segment, not the next per se. I think it might be the next, but we're just going to move to another segment here.
In a school during your time as governor in Anambra State. Can you clarify?
All right, this is it. This is the one. All right.
It was peaceful. Nobody was quarreling with you. That you can do. That's the type of.
At the national level, you will replicate that.
Straight away.
You don't mind if there is a majority in the National Assembly that are not of your political party?
They will see it. And those people, one of the governors came there and asked my speaker, why people said, when you work with this man, we're talking about the future of our society. The future will benefit everybody.
Let's talk about what you will do differently in your manifesto, but I'd like you to clarify this and probably lay it to rest. The narrative about you never building a school during your time as governor in Anambra State, can you clarify it once and for all? Mr. Peter Obi, did you build any school? If not, why so?
So I built modern schools.
Which are the schools that you built?
Okay, let me even start from tertiary institution. I built, if you go to today, Odumegwu Ojukwu University, which is our state university. There's a place called Ibariam campus. So I cut the grass. You know what I mean? It was a bush. I leveled the bush. If you go there from faculty of law, faculty of agriculture, I built all of them from scratch. From scratch. So,
all right. Now, I'm going to go back to the clowns, right? The clowns, and I call these people clowns because they are Igbo. Again, I don't want every Igbo person to support Obi. It doesn't make sense. It makes us look weird, right? I don't want every Igbo person to support Obi. But when you don't support him, especially as an Igbo person, because you have better knowledge, better information about this man, regardless of what your disagreement is with him. We're going to take, for instance, and I know a lot of people have gone, I cut the grass, which the statement, it's going over your head. It's going over your head. It's called groundbreaking. It's called groundbreaking. He went further to tell you, I did more than building. This place was a bush. I cleared the area and built on it. He said it here. How is it that you skip that part and you focus on I cut the grass? And this is why I call my brothers, my Igbo brothers, clowns. Because they are tap dancing. They are tap dancing to their paymasters because they are head now. You know when you don't ask leak person, right? When you don't ask leak person, right? This is nasty, right? But their head don't they inside the nyash too deep. Their head don't they inside the nyash too deep. It's hard to bring their heads back out, man. You get what I'm saying, right? These people's heads are up the butts, man. Too deep. They can't bring it back down. My Igbo brothers, clowns, man, clowns. Most of the Igbo brothers, where they disagree, where they call Peter Obi out of his name, they know this for a fact. This is a fact. Ibariam campus, I go school for Oka. No, Obi build Ibariam campus. This is not like, everybody knows this though. Amaku hospital not Amobia, was Aroma Junction. Amaku hospital for Aroma Junction, almost at Aroma Junction, for Amaku, the place now Amaku. He built that place though. I'm not making this up. I was there, like I did Oka. That's why I said these guys are clowns, man. The Igbo brothers, they know this though. But their heads don't they inside the nyash too deep. They can't bring it back down. It's too late now. The leash, remember the leash, right? Remember the leash, right? And if they bring it out, they're gonna call them, oh, you're a tribalist. But you can't get me with that stuff, man. I know my stuff. You know what I'm saying? I know my stuff. You can't rope me with the leash and keep me one place. Say, oh, you're a tribalist. Man, F you, man, screw you, man. Man, screw you and that shit, man. Peter Obi built Ibariam campus. I'm not making this up. Google is free. You don't have to be in Oka. You don't have to be from Anambra. I'm not from Anambra. People who are from Anambra State. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. People who are from Anambra State. They can't even tell their fellow Bat supporter, their fellow Tinubu supporters, no, this one not true. They can't even do that, man. They can't even do it. They can't even say, oh no, this one not true. Now this place was literally a bush. He's not making it up when he says, I cut the grass. He did. He did. It's called groundbreaking. It's called groundbreaking. He cut the grass and built that place from ground up. Ibariam campus is still dead there till today. Amako Hospital for Amako before you reach Aroma Junction. These people know these things. My Igbo brothers. Clowns, man. Clowns. Unbelievable. And you see them still making fun, like not even the fun, calling him out of his name. Man, you guys are ridiculous, man. You guys are ridiculous. You guys should be ashamed, man. Like your hairs don't they so stuck up for the butt of your paymasters, of your audience, or your slave masters, man. Your hairs are stuck up. You can't bring it back down. Yo, pick one. Your audience, you're tap dancing to your audience. You're tap dancing to your paymaster. You're tap dancing to your slave master. Pick one. Pick one. It's one. It has to be one. But regardless, you're tap dancing. Tell me, yo, come on now. Come on now. Come on.
Fastest teaching hospital in this country.
He's referring to the Amako Hospital, what I just talk about. He built it. He built it, though. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. These Igbo brothers, what they talk about, they know this, though. I'm not making this up. Peter Obi is not making it up. But because their heads are so deep in the butt, right? They can't bring it back and say, no, no, this one not true. They're drowning in the, they're drowning in the poop, man. They're drowning in the poop, man. They can't bring it back out and say, no, 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 this one not true, this one not true. They can't. Because the thing, they choke them. It's unbelievable. The buffoonery from my Igbo brothers, man, and sisters, man. The buffoonery, the clownery. Oh, IPOB, he did not call about IPOB. He did not talk about IPOB. So what? So what? The current government, IMF reported recently, $8 trillion, 8 trillion naira was not reported in our budget. That doesn't bother you. Oh, he did not talk about IPOB. He did not condemn IPOB. $8 trillion was not reported in, according to IMF, was not reported in the budget. Oh, what about IPOB? Oh, what about IPOB? You can't make this shit up, man. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable.
The fastest. The Medical and Dental Council closed down our faculty as I was assuming office and said, we cannot continue College of Medicine because they have no teaching hospital. And I said, no, we have people who are already in their third year. I'm going to build it for them. Give me 2 years. So we are doing it from the scratch. I can go on and on. When I became governor, there was no single school of nursing, midwifery, laboratory scientists, lab tech that was accredited by the council that is supposed to accredit them. Right time I left, they were over 10. Go there and see the buildings. When I came in, look at the land where we were in school, where we were in education. I bought it on number one. I did not just build schools. I equipped them. Till date, I don't know when they changed yesterday. I bought the highest number of desktop computer ever bought by a government in Sub-Saharan Africa, in Sub-Saharan Africa.
In Anambra.
In Anambra State. Go and check. Go and call HP. Call international call. Go and look at I put internet in all our secondary school. I can go on and on. You buy vehicles. No other state have been able to buy vehicles for all their secondary school. 1,500. What generators for them? I'm talking about over 500 schools. Visited them as governor. I can go on and on.
You always talk about the performance of Anambra State in education.
In health, in every other thing.
And your critics have said that they say you champion miracle centers during your time. Hence, the results showed high pass rate. When your predecessor sanitized the place, the poor results showed.
I'm saying, you know, when I talk about things, I talk about verification. Can they show you the miracle centers? Check the schools that drove our results are schools like Dennis Memorial Grammar School in Onitsha.
I have to pause here, right? Because again, these clowns, right? These clowns, my Igbo brothers and sisters who are clowns, tap dancing to their audience, to their paymasters and their slave masters, right? These clowns, they know these things. Because I school for Oka, I know DMGS. I know the profile of the school. I know the people where they come out from there. They are smart kids, right? These clowns, some of them even go this school. You can't make this shit up. Some of them went to these schools where Obi they talk about. But again, their audience, their paymaster, and their slave masters. That's who they're tap dancing to. They tap dance. You know how South African people, they tap dance for white people, you know? That's what these guys are doing. My Igbo brothers, they are tap dancing to their own version of white people. Whatever it is, their own version of white people, they're tap dancing to them by calling Obi out of his name. And they can't stop now. They can't stop now. So please give them some grace, because again, their head, they're too deep inside the butthole, right? Inside the nyash. Their head, they're too deep. They can't bring it down now. They're gonna, it's too late now. So please bear with them, right? Bear with them. Anyway, we're gonna move to the next section. I believe all of us on here, the grass cutting. Make we do with that information what you please. Google is free. He built Ibariam. He built Amaku. You can say, oh no, he just did not. No, he built it. Yes, the school was there, but there were faculties that were not there. He built them. Amaku Hospital, no. Go and see what Amaku Hospital looked like before Obi built it. He did build it. This Google is free. ChatGPT DSF. Google is free. But again, these are our brothers who are on the other side. They support Tinubu. They have every right to do that. They have it's their right, their God-given right to do that. But because again, their head they inside too deep, they cannot bring it out and say, no, this one not true. They can't. They can't do that for their life. They can't. Because their audience, they're tap dancing. They want to answer the best Igbo people. Oh no, you are the only good Igbo person. You are the only sensible Igbo person. That's what they want to answer. You're the only sensible Igbo person. The audience, their paymaster and their slave master. You know? Make we solve TikTok puzzle and then keep it going. All right, let's go to the next segment here.
Bola Tinubu government will say
let's bring it here.
Side of the economy of this. And I'd like to find out from you.
And I'm gonna say, right? I'm gonna say this. If as an Igbo person, you're a Nigerian, and it doesn't hurt you that that at some point in your life you might aspire to be the president of Nigeria, and some rascal will come to ask you about your love for Nigeria. They don't ask any other person these silly questions. Even though you have always, let's say, person like me now, we don't vehemently they condemn IPOB. Then at some point, I go aspire to become president of Nigeria. Some rascal go say, oh, why should they trust you? Man, screw you, man. But if you, as an Igbo person, you don't have an issue with that, you're a clown. You're a clown. Because that's what's playing out here, right? The scrutiny of an Igbo man aspiring. How dare you as an Igbo man aspire to be the president of Nigeria? How dare you? Right? How dare you? How dare you? But you want to answer the only Igbo person that, I bet you your day will come. You go aspire to be something. Ndibo say agbacha ọsọ agwọ mile. Agbacha ọsọ agwọ mile. Your day will come. As for me, I'll shut it down. But Peter Obi, shout out to him. He has class and grace. Something I don't have. Tinubu has on record said he doesn't believe in one Nigeria. Peter Obi has never, ever, ever remotely said anything remotely close to what Tinubu has said as far as the unification of Nigeria or the unity of Nigeria. But Peter Obi is the one that is being scrutinized. And if you're an Igbo person and you're not outraged, you're a clown. Let's keep it going. Make I see where I did now. All right, this is where I want to be.
That phrase is associated with you from moving from consumption to production. But there are those who have argued that it has become more or less like a slogan rather than a detailed economic program. What exactly does that transition look like in practical terms?
So let me start with food security. This country can produce enough of what we can eat.
I'm not going to bore you guys here because this is where I have some critique for Obi here. And I'm only going to just criticize maybe Obi and Seun and keep this segment moving, right? Seun, in my opinion, he's not the best journalist. Unfortunately. He doesn't do a lot of research, you know, especially when he brought up the Miracle Center, when he brought up the, what's it called? He said, in the beginning, he was saying something about Peter Obi becoming governor and Ali Modu Sheriff was leaving or something like that. He didn't have that data right. He didn't have all his information. He didn't do a good research, pretty much. He didn't do a good research. And in this segment, where he was asking Obi about consumption to production, again, this is where if Namio, I go say, but you have a whole importation business, right? So how is it that you're the champion for importation for consumption to production? But he never did it. That, you know, he's not just the best reporter. But I like that he's asking good questions. So I like that he's asking not good questions, hard questions. But he's just not a good, he's not the best. I wouldn't say good. He's a good journalist, obviously. For him to get to where he is, it's definitely a good shout out to Seun. But he's not the best. He didn't do his homework correctly. Because if not me, I for ask Obi, how dare you talk about consumption and production when you they import everything where they come inside Nigeria, you know? But I'm not gonna bore you guys because that's the only thing I wanted to show on this segment, because he went on to, you know, share how he's gonna transform the North and you know, all that good stuff, which are very fantastic, by the way. I would like to see it happen. I would love to see it happen. You know, giving subsidies to farmers, you know, make Nigeria they grow things. Yeah, it's a fantastic idea. I would like to see it happen, you know. But this would have been how me have approached the question. How you they import all these things where you they import? Consider here they tell me about consumption and production. Anyway, let's keep it going. Let's go to the next segment I have here. Just give me 1 second. I'm almost there. There we go.
How many food produce would you focus on, and how long do you think it can take you to revolutionize food production?
I think it's still on the same food production, so we go move.
Let people see it. No, like they said, nobody achieved it overnight. That's they say Rome was not built overnight, but they saw Rome do foundation. They saw it going up. So people.
All right, let's listen to this one.
And even when that is happening, that we are still going to pay this amount to make it 1,000.
All right, I'm going to go back a little bit. Yeah.
Saving, say 200 or 300.
Let's take it even further back.
Even when
this is not me, by the way. This is channels. I don't know what. This is a recording again. Like I said, I think it's a recording. So their production wasn't the best. So this one, not be me. My internet is very good. I'm running on a gigabyte here, right? I'm running on a gigabyte speed. So this is not my internet. Nah, channels, they flop this one.
I will be able to be honest to the people. If our fuel is going to increase from, say, 200 or 300 to 1,000, I, who is elected not via spokesperson, not via any other channel, will come out and say, this is why it will happen. And even when that is happening, that we are still going to pay this amount to make it 1,000. And whatever we are saving, we are going to put it in this place.
Now, right? Listen, I'm going to let it play further, right? But if you followed me this long, you would know that I'm also somewhat of this opinion, right? How is it that Tinubu took petrol price from 200 or what are 300 to 1,400 where he did right now? And everybody's okay with it. No explanation, nothing. Just, oh no, you have to swallow it. You have to swallow it. It's a bitter pill. But how about you though? You need to swallow any pill, but you want me to just swallow it. $8 trillion, 8 trillion naira. No, be like dollar won't enter my account. It be like dollar won't enter my account. Dollar enter my account to I beg. It be like dollar won't enter my account. But anyway, 8 trillion naira. That's a good person. It's even more than the budget of education for our budget. It wasn't accounted for, according to the IMF, in our budget. Yo, you can't make this up, right? You can't make this up. You just can't. 8 trillion naira wasn't budgeted in our budget. It didn't reflect. We need to talk about the fake agency even, but all this corruption, right? But somehow you want us to swallow the bitter pill of your subsidy removal policy. You want us to swallow that bitter pill. The other day, a guy said, if a cancer is there, you just have to cut it off. Yeah, cut it off. No. This person was calling from some Western country. No, that is not how people with sense do things. You don't just see a lump and cut it off. What if that lump, they close to where if it buy you, if they cut them off? You go do diagnosis. You go try to see if there are other ways to treat it. That is how people with sense do things. You don't just cut off any lump. Yes, subsidy had to go, but the way you do them was barbaric. That is why we had 39% inflation rate. It was barbaric. People will enter poverty, over 50 million, another 30 million were in extreme poverty. And you say we have to swallow it. How about Tinubu? Is Tinubu swallowing this pill too? I've been only us sabi how to swallow bitter pill. Someone with empathy is telling you there is a different way. You say, no, you have to cut it. You have to cut it. You have to cut it off. You have to cut it off. No. Let's listen to the policy. For the people they say, oh, he doesn't say how, he doesn't say how. Let's listen to his how. Make we listen and then criticize the how. Criticize this how. Right?
People hear from me. I didn't say I'm going to engage anybody. No engagement of spokesperson, no minister, nobody. It's me that they gave their vote. It's me that will speak about it. No, not via anybody. And it will be seen. Everybody will know that this, we are told, we will stop borrowing. That we cannot be borrowing for this. We will use the savings in critical area of development.
Can you borrowing as a financial person, is it a bad thing?
Say, wait, today, we are not paying subsidy. Say, we've borrowed more, far more.
When I argue with my Tinubu people, debt to GDP ratio, over 50%. Oh no, but over 50%. This is what he's saying still, right? This is what he's saying. We're not a pay subsidy again, but we are borrowing far more. How doesn't that concern you? How doesn't that give you concern? As someone who say you love Nigeria, how are you not concerned? $8 trillion. Did they give you the 3 in that $8.3 trillion? I'll be 8.8, the 0.3. Now, did they give it to you? They don't give you that 3, they extra 0.3. Oh. They don't give you anything inside. Now, them, they chop the money. The coastal road. Now, Shagri. Now, he want to do the contract. He don't give you the contract, oh. Now, Shagri, he give him friend. But we defend these things. We defend these things. How is that? How is that? Anyway.
Than when we are paying subsidy. So we have generated more revenue from everywhere. Yes. Nobody is seeing any improvement. What we've done is that when this government started, number of people that are poor were 87 million. Now we are being told that we are being threatened by 79%, which is 181 million, which they have doubled the poverty rate. So where is the savings? Where is all this? We were brutal in imposing hardship for people, yet they have no gain for their suffering. So we need explanation. Our contractors, today we are operating 3-year budgets, 2024, 2025, 2026, the past 2-year budget, the capital releases are not up to 10%. And 2026, nobody knows what happened. The only thing here every day is one fake ministry, one fake agency, one fake this. What is happening here?
Give me an idea, Mr. Obi. This government seems to have done a few things right on the macroeconomic side. But the macroeconomic, a few of the indicators are not in the positive. Do you acknowledge that they've done foreign exchange? There's an improvement in those areas. And you look
what is the impact on the average Nigerian?
Isn't this the same question I ask? Isn't this the same question I ask, right? Okay, yeah, okay. Positive, positive, positive. What is the impact on the average Nigerian waiting for street? When if you buy petrol? How does transparency in the government, how does it impact Nigerians? How does this coastal road, which I like that we are getting a new road, but how is it impacting Nigerians on the street? Yo, man. Yo.
Do you think they have done well?
Sure, this thing can benefit portfolio investors. It can benefit.
I'll take this back again, not to kind of clown Seun, but I'll take it back just a little bit to show you again why I say that he didn't do the best job. I'll take it back a little bit.
Improvement in those areas and economic, a few of the
every day is one fake ministry, one fake agency, one fake this. What is happening here?
Give me an idea, Mr. Obi. This government seems to have done a few things right on the macroeconomic side. But the macroeconomic, a few of the indicators are not in the positive. Do you acknowledge that they've done foreign exchange? There's an improvement in the...
So I don't know if he meant micro and macro, or he actually meant micro and micro, but it's kind of weird. Again, he couldn't even go further to give the indications that he was talking about. He just talked about Forex, and it seems like he was in a rush to get to the bottom line of the question because he didn't necessarily understand the topic that he was approaching. Again, that's my observation. That's just my observation. But let's keep listening to this.
Those areas, and you look
what is the impact on the average Nigerian?
Do you think they have done well?
Sure, this thing can benefit portfolio investors. It can benefit those who are portfolio investors.
Does it have an FDI?
That's what I'm saying. It can benefit them because you have high interest rates, you have a reserve that they can take back their money so they can come and invest in it. But what we are looking for, Seun, we want long-term investment that will be a win-win for the poor people, for the foreigners. And that can only happen when you do the right things, starting from the fundamentals. So you don't do things that are benefiting the 1%, even less than 1% Nigerians who already had enough. So what you did is that you're creating mass poverty while enriching the tiny things and outsiders, which I'm not against.
If you win election today in the 2027, Mr. Obi, you will be inheriting this economy.
Yes.
Have you given a deeper thought on what you will do? Because Nigerians will not want to listen to any excuse. You know the state of things. What would you do on your very first day in office that would dramatically change things?
Sir, we have said it before. You're not hired to give people excuse. Because I have an idea what it is. I'm not going to give them excuse. They will just see things start changing. When they were removing fuel subsidy, when they were stabilizing the naira, floating the naira, which will bring in a lot of money and everything, when they were increasing taxes, when they were increasing one thing they did not do, which is what you need to do immediately and drastically, is to do the same brutality in which you are dealing with this to deal with corruption.
You think this government is corrupt?
Oh no, Shehu, look at it now. Fake ministry, fake agency, fake this, every day, Shehu.
Is the government corrupt or the leadership of this country?
No. I don't know what is happening, Shehu. We have a mess. Nobody is explaining it to us. Let me give you an example. They said that in 2025, Shehu, 2025, that we granted 34 trillion custom waivers. You saw it. Shehu, how can you budget 54.9 trillion, call it 55 trillion, and then there's 54 trillion waivers? Even the revenue custom made was just 7-point-something trillion. So we granted almost over 4 times their revenue as waiver. And we granted over 70% of our budget as waiver. The money we borrowed. So these are things that are explaining. What is the impact of this waiver on the life of average Nigerian?
Will Peter be the man who will tax the poor to help tax the rich to help the poor?
Basically.
That's what you will do.
I will do that, and I will explain it to them.
You will tax the rich for the poor to be comfortable.
It's not for the poor to be comfortable, to make society work for everybody. What you do, if I'm going to grant.
And you know the crazy part, right? You know the crazy part. I'm going to skip this one because I guess everybody here probably gets the point of, corruption. I mean, if you say there is no corruption in Nigeria, more grease to your head that is up there, right? That is up there, wherever it is. More grease to your nose and your breath, more grease to all of that, right? But if you see, the bottom line of this is, anyway, listen. Make we move forward. Make we not talk too much. Make we dey move forward. Let me move to the next segment I wanted to touch on here, because I believe all of us understand corruption in Nigeria. No be something where anybody's supposed to explain to anybody, because, if you're comfortable with somebody building 47 or let's call it 50, 60 kilometers of road in Nigeria with $1 billion, you're comfortable with that. No problem. No problem.
Impossible. Because, Shehu, if you want to build a power plant, it will take you about 4 years
to achieve this.
We will not give them, I will not tell them, I'm going to give them reliable,
stable 24 hours
within 4 years. It's impossible. Because, Shehu, if you want to build a power plant, it will take you about 4 years to build a power plant. If you want to improve our transmission line and improve it, it will take you a number of years. Same thing goes with all your solutions. But remember, I said within 4 years, we'll be able to generate not less than 10,000, which we are doing today. We're generating more than 10,000, but we are not able to transmit that. I said we'll be able to generate not less than 10,000, transmit and distribute that. And we're going to do it by a variety of means. We're going to do it through a variety of means. They're doing it everywhere, all over the world.
So far, at least, I've heard 3 policies that he has given, right? 1, on the subsidy removal, how him for approach him. 2 was a policy on the political parties. Like after election, you can't change your party. If you leave your party, the party that won, if you did APC, win election, then you can't jump, go PDP. Then go now APC still get that seat. That's a policy that he's thinking of or wanting to implement. And also making sure that INEC is not, maybe four policies we've done here so far, or maybe even more, but I'm just highlighting the ones that I can remember, right? Making sure that INEC doesn't interfere a lot, in terms of all these things will happen with him now, I believe. That's where he was going with that, right? And now he's also talking about, he's talking about the power, how he would generate power, right? Because his last interview with Rufai, a lot of questions came up. How will you do it? How will you do it? How will you do it? He's saying it now, right? Nobody is somebody that is running to be president, he's not slow. He understands that to build power plant, it could take about 4 years. He understands that. Transmission, distribution, all that stuff, it takes time. But he's saying, understand the key word. The key word I said is, within my first 4 years, we will be able to generate, transmit, and distribute 10,000. We're already generating that amount already. Now the transmission and distribution be the issue. So he's saying we should be able to do it. Say, if not my sister Choma, she go say English no be our strong food for Nigeria. So now it make them they force us to write IELTS before we leave the country. And that is what we're dealing with here, right? That's what we're dealing with. Anyway, make we finish this idea.
What specific thing would you do? Let's assume in the first
let me give you an example of what Geometric is doing in Aba. You need to replicate that in different areas.
Okay.
A kind of example where you have a problem with power generation to
okay.
the industries in Bombay, Shadan 1, Shadan 2. You do that. Imagine doing that in about 4 or 5 locations.
Okay.
Little things we need to do. Today, we're owning power generating companies, trillions of naira. Every day you read, oh, government have approved to pay them, government is ready to pay them, government, we haven't paid them. When you promised and said, in 4 years, if I don't give you...
You know, it's unbelievable, right? Again, these clowns, what they refer to, right? They literally, I don't know if they watched this thing to its entirety, right? And for some reason, the only thing with these clowns, even if they don't watch any other thing, and the only thing they watch was that grass cutting, they know it's true. The clowns I'm referring to now, my Igbo brothers. I'm sparing every other person now. But my Igbo brothers, the clowns, my Igbo brothers, we know. Say, now Peter Obi actually cut the grass for Ibariam to build Ibariam. They know it. But that's the only one that they held up and, It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But I don't know if I even want to keep hearing this one about power. I'm going to go to the next segment I have here.
You got terrorists. There's so many.
Again, no be my internet. This is from channels. I'm running on 1 gigabyte per second here. So we're not playing games over here, man. Shout out to the beer parlor, man. We don't play games over here. So this is not my internet. This is just...
You got terrorists.
This is...
There's so many
artists.
There's so many sections of Nigeria. And I sit down, discuss and talk with them. And when I exhaust reason, I would take action. Simple. We once here said, we want to deal with militants and start recruiting, reforming them and everything. The same thing, we will look at everything. And then when we finish, we will deal with it decisively. That's what I said.
Right? And now all of us will agree, say we go reform militants. Right? Now all of us will agree, say, even though I disagree with that, right? But he's playing that, he's giving you reverse Uno. Now they call him reverse Uno. He's playing that game with you. Now all of us agree, say, then they reform militants. Now all of us agree, say, then they reform T people. Now all of us agree, say, then they reform bandits. Okay? Make with the reform they go. That's pretty much what he's saying. But I'm against IPOB, Obi, I'm against that one. Make them they reform bandits and militant. IPOB there outside. No reform those people. The thing where you do Masob, do it to them. Make them hear something. That thing where you do Masob, where everybody know where you do Masob, do that same thing to IPOB. We don't want reform for our side. Make them they reform for the other side. Anybody who want to reform your own, no problem. But our own, anything where you do Masob, do it to IPOB. You ought to go? Make we continue this one.
Never said, now the countries they said, go and look at his comments. I was one of those called names. But that's not my issue.
But they say you have never condemned the activities of IPOB, the killings, the attacks, and all of that.
So, when check my record, I said,
are you able to condemn them now, right now?
Listen,
those killings?
Remember those I said, whoever is killed anybody is the criminal.
Including IPOB.
Once you get a proof that they did it, they did what is wrong. Simple. This is me.
Do you think Nnamdi Kanu's activities or some of these actions were wrong?
Of course, yes. Of course, yes.
The question on I don't hear since. Even me, make I tell myself. Beer parlor. I think the answer we don't hear since. I think you don't hear them. Beer parlor. Beer parlor. Beer parlor. Make I use myself first before I point finger. Of course, yes. What Nnamdi Kanu do? It is wrong. And I'm making the nga. I mean this okoto nga. Anyway, I think that was the reason I bookmarked this one. But I would have to move from this one and go to Look, I go another segment here. Look, I go another segment. I don't hear what I want here for that side. Let's go to another segment. But
well articulated.
my brothers and sisters that are Igbos especially, that are not supporters of Obi, right? My Igbo brothers and sisters that are not supporters of Obi, please, please, do it with grace and class. Otherwise, you're just a clown. Otherwise, you're just a clown. You are just a clown. And it's obvious that because you're a clown, you're obviously clown, they tap dance, right? So you're tap dancing to your paymaster. You're tap dancing to your slave master. You're tap dancing to your audience. Pick one. You fall into one. Do it with grace and class. I watched the entirety of this video. I'm just the ones who catch my attention. Now they share with us. So feel free, go check it out. Shout out to Channels TV. Make una allow me use this content. Shout out to Channels TV. Go check out this clip in its entirety and criticize him, critique him. But stop calling him out of his name. Leave the calling him out of his name. Leave that part. Leave that part. Leave that part. I want Igbo. We get respect. I want Igbo. We get respect. Leave that part for the people. Where if they no get respect for their side, let them be the ones doing it. But as you, as an Igbo person, you're not mandated to support Obi. But in so doing, the not supporting Obi, do it with respect and class and grace. In this video, he has condemned IPOB. He said if then they commit the crime, if they do the crime, they do the time. He has admitted Nnamdi Kanu is a wrongdoer. Again, if you want to go further, again, that's why I say this Seun is not, shout out to Seun, but he's not doing the best job. If I say he would have gone further to ask something like, okay, the sentencing, do you agree with the sentencing? Maybe he would have gone further too, so that we'll go hear what Obi think about the sentencing, right? So that's where, again, I don't think Seun is doing the best of jobs, right? That's it. Anyway,
family savings, client is documented. It's not something that is.
So the money is yours.
Again.
So it's documented.
Again, right? So the money is yours. This is about the Pandora paper, right? This is about the Pandora paper, right? How do you ask somebody if the money is his, right? He put this money my personal money. I put them where I want put them. You're asking me if it's my own. Did I borrow money from you any day? But Tinubu, where we see bullion van, the entire house, nobody has asked him, so the money is yours. You see what I'm saying? But it's an Igbo man. It's an Igbo man. You're asking an Igbo man whether the money na his own. Importer. You'd ask importer whether money na his own. We saw bullion vans entering Tinubu's house. Nobody asked him whether money na his own. But you dey ask Igbo man whether money na his own. Again, if questions like this don't get you outraged as an Igbo person, you are a clown. You are a clown. I don't know what to tell you, but you're a clown. I don't know what to tell you, man. If you're an Igbo person and you see the scrutiny of an Igbo man aspiring to be a president of Nigeria, and you're not outraged, you are a clown. 5 times, we watched this, 5 times. Seun kept asking him about the unity of Nigeria. Waiting concern P2B and unity of Nigeria. Now P2B send Kaduna and Zog go fight, Abiduku. Now P2B send Ojuku go fight war. But the clowns, man, they got their heads up in there, man. The clowns, man. Anyway, listen, man. Let's keep going.
Now, in the tax haven.
There's nothing called tax haven. I opened an account while I lived in the UK and start saving for what I call family estate. If you go there every year, maybe this year because I don't have an income, I save a portion of my income. Then when I was governor, I saved for Anambra State. So as an individual, I'm saving for my family. That's the culture we should build, but I should be encouraged. So it's nothing. You see, we go into things that are
right.
So if
right,
some people have said, oh, maybe it shows you're corrupt, or maybe what can the Congo? Any other person will say, "Shall no thief sees what he can steal and leave it." That's why even when you go to church, they say, "Mind your phone." Not
all right. Let me ask. I see a question. I see a question. I see a question from Otumba. He says, no normal human saves money in Panama. You cannot save in Panama. I'm not going to go into that rabbit hole with you, right? But I'll ask you a question. Is there any normal human being that forfeits money to a government? I'd like you to answer that question, Otumba. You have a lot to say. Please answer. Does any normal, because I'm not going to go into that rabbit hole with you about whether normal human being fees save money. So, is there any normal human being that forfeits money to a government without being, potentially or allegedly being accused of something? Without allegedly being accused of something. Is there any normal human being that will just forfeit money to a government? I'd like you to answer that question. And I see your answer, yes. Okay. Like I said, I don't go that rabbit hole with you. If that makes you sleep good at night, sleep well, my brother. Sleep well. Sleep on.
Because those people didn't come to church. But because they have the temptation that if they see what they can steal, they steal it.
But it's a code of conduct issue, Mr. Obi.
No,
all
right, we're going to move forward from the Panama Papers because even, listen, man, these are questions. There's something called, I live in the U.S. What does you living in the U.S. have to do with anything? So you're trying to tell me the U.S. government can just come and make you forfeit money. So you live in the U.S. What does that have to do with anything? You are unfreaking unbelievable, man. You live in the US, so what, man? What thing we want to use that information do? Okay, make we clap for you. Congratulations, the only man that lives in the US. Congratulations. How about that? Congratulations. You live in the US, we don't clap for you. All right. Make we move forward to the next segment here. Let's see what's going on in 35. By the way, I was also going to say this, right? There's something called, people lived in the UK. There's something called tax code. And I believe he did this Panama thing before he became governor in Anambra State. So obviously, it was his money that he put in there. Whether in a savings or input them there, he put his personal money before he got into government. So obviously, that is his personal money. Peter Obi is the biggest importer of tomato paste for Nigeria. It's not something I'm proud of. Maybe obviously he has to be proud of it because it's made him a ton of money, right? So shout out to Obi. And that is why I said again, Seun didn't do a good job with the consumption to production. How dare you talk about consumption to production when you they import tomato come this country, Peter Obi is the biggest importer of tomato paste for Nigeria. And you don't think he has that? You don't think he has a lot of money? This man has a lot of money. This dude has a lot of money. He put this money into Panama. There's something called tax avoidance. It's not a crime. Do your research. Google tax avoidance for Google or ChatGPT. To avoid tax, that means you're following the tax codes and avoiding paying taxes according to the law. But tax evasion, that's when it's a problem. Tax avoidance it's not a problem. But it's something. I live in the US. What are we supposed to use that information for? Okay, me when I live for the US, I don't get Google, I don't get ChatGPT. What should we use that information for? Yo, man, you guys are interesting. But I didn't want to focus on the chat because it's only going to make the show even longer. We're at 1 hour, 30 minutes now. Let's...
measure of development, call it three of them, education and health. And when you come to health, the most important sector of health is primary health care. The cost of the plane he bought was far more than the amount budgeted for primary health care that year.
If this doesn't bother you, that the president carry money, go buy plane for himself, and healthcare and education, money No day. If this doesn't bother you, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. I can't have a conversation with you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Right? Anyway.
In fact, the cost of that plane, if you go to 2024 budget, right? The capital vote for University of Ibadan Teaching Hospital, which is our premier teaching hospital, University of Nigeria Nsukka Teaching Hospital, Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, Lagos, University of Lagos Teaching Hospital, University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, University of Jos. I want to take it to one at least. 6 of them put together is not up to 15 billion. So use 20% of that to buy plane, which you rarely use. Say, I will not do that.
If you become president, what would you do with that plane?
Listen now, say, don't worry what I do. Say,
would you fly
a cancer center, a complete cancer center today, with all oncology and everything, is about 5 billion. And we have less than 12 in this country of over 200 million people. A third of that money will buy 20 new cancer centers.
If this doesn't bother you, I don't know what to tell you. Because you live in the US, yeah, you're shielded from it. So I can't even have a conversation with you, right? You're shielded from it, obviously. People, they get cancer for Nigeria now like crazy. Cancer now for Nigeria is like an epidemic. And the cancer, my mom is a cancer survivor, right? We live for Port Harcourt, right? We had to go to Lagos because no cancer center around where we did for Port Harcourt. Do you understand what I'm saying? But our president carry money, waiting for use they build hospitals, carry and go buy jet. And I live in the US. Make I clap for you. Make I clap for you. You are unbelievable. You are unbelievable. You are unbelievable. And we have a man here who is telling you, this is what I could have used that money for. Right? Unfucking believable, man. But anyway,
what are we talking? We must shut down this waste and deal with issues that we take care of people, who serve our people properly.
I'm running out of steam, so I could go to the next segment here.
I'm a learner. A leader must be a listener and a learner. So if they tell you, they then give you the particular figure or the particular this, and then we'll compare it. You know, a leader must be
mix those figures.
All right, I want us to hear this one.
Your command of numbers. They argue that your figures occasionally lack.
There we go.
Before, in Anambra State.
And this is to the people who are also in the chat saying, Obi, they lie. He's a liar. He's a liar. This response is for you. And just like Seun is going with the bandwagon. He's going with social media. Oh, people say this. And then when Obi tell him, what is the figure? Tell me the figure where I talk, where they wrong. And if I ask people now where they say, oh, Obi, they lie. If I ask Una the same thing now, the same, Una go start the tap dance, right? The same tap dancing, right? If I ask you that same thing, this same question that Obi is about to ask Seun, what is that lie that I've told about figures? Let's talk about it. Una go begin the tap dance. But let's hear it.
Everybody saw it, and it works. And we can do it because we need money for education.
One of the recurring criticisms from your critics, especially those who are economists, policy analysts, and fact checkers, is that your vision is not about your vision, it's about the accuracy of some of the statistics and international comparisons that you cite. They argue that your figures occasionally lack context or rely on different reporting periods. They create misleading impressions. How do you respond to those who say your strongest political asset, your command of numbers, is also one of your biggest vulnerabilities?
Can you give an example?
Can you give an example? Can you give an example so that we talk about it, right? Give an example. Let's talk about it, right? All right. But we go here in response in entirety, and then we'll go to the next segment.
No.
Figures of Malaysia and Singapore.
People like talking just, in Nigeria, because we live off the confusion, people like confusion. If you say P2B is wrong, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm a learner. A leader must be a listener and a learner. So if they tell you, they then give you the particular figure or the particular this, and then we'll compare it. So yesterday, somebody came to me and said, oh, our foreign reserve is above 50 billion. We're doing so well. I said, well, I have when I met the CBN governor in occasion recently, I thanked him for his monetary policy. I told him, I said, you're headed in the right direction, but the physical side is still reckless. And as long as they remain reckless, whatever you're achieving is being undermined. We'll continue doing what they do. And I thank him. And I believe this is from my heart. But I told the person, but it's not something we should celebrate as if we have won the war. That in 1975, so this country,
All right, I'm gonna move past this one.
Once part of the electorate, how would you communicate or explain painful reforms?
There's painful, yes, Shane. Painful reforms must come this way. You ask the people to fast. You fast with them. You can't ask them to fast when you're feasting. So if you ask people to sacrifice, you should be the leader of the sacrifice. You can't tell people, I've removed subsidy. You go and buy a jet for 300 billion for yourself.
Right?
I've removed subsidy, you go and buy yacht. Put it in the sea and be furnishing your palaces. That's not how you do.
You will not do that.
Never. Because I said, I bought for the judges, the pamphlets, everybody, forces. I was using it with them for 4 years. When you tell people to fast, you fast with them. If you tell them to sacrifice, you sacrifice with them. You must be the leader of what you're preaching. So I said, when I come in, I will fight corruption brutally, and I will.
All right. Yeah, I had a headache before I started this show. I'm even kind of surprised that I was able to push through until 1 hour 40 minutes now. So I thank everybody with there here, but I guess we get the picture. I know a lot of people have a lot to say, right? But here's the thing. What is the disagreement? I'd like to know what that disagreement is with what Obi has said. You don't have to agree. You don't have to like him. And this is a good thing about politics. You can just look at somebody's face or the way in the talk. Say, if I don't like the way this guy they talk, I'm going to vote for somebody else. You are in your right. You are in your right. But again, when my brothers, my Igbo brothers, right? My Igbo brothers, well, make I bring down this thing. When my Igbo brothers who know the truth, for example, the example he gave about the headache don't they affect me really bad. I need to end the show in a moment. But anyway, my Igbo brothers will know the truth, right? About say for instance, the Ibariam campus and the Amaku hospital and all the other things where this man do for his state. But because their heads are already too deep inside wherever it is, right? It's too hard for them to get it out and tell the other people, hey, this one not true, this one not true, you didn't do this one. It's a shame because you're just a clown. You're tap dancing to these things or to these people, your audience, paymasters, but that's a leash. It's a leash. They use that one, they control you. And if you're just a bystander, just observing, and you let these clowns influence you, the joke is on you, man. The joke is on you. Anyway, if you have any pushback, anybody will get any pushback or anything so far where Obi talk, where you disagree with, we'll give them 2 minutes to see if anybody's going to request. Otherwise, we'll call it a day for today and we go from there. But I appreciate everybody with there here. Make a shout out people will gift me. Let me see. We have One Choice. We have Omo George. We have Mr. Oye. We have Michael APC. Thank you for the money gun. We have British who? British something. Anyway, we have British something. British Burger. Thank you so much for the heart. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Michael APC, for the money gun. I appreciate you. All right, make we bring Michael APC up. Hopefully, obviously, named Michael APC. So he's an APC supporter and he's an Igbo brother. I'm not gonna take the words what I use because hey, listen, they say if the cap fits, it fits. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna take what I've said back because if the cap fits, it fits. It's just what it is. Because and I know say you be Anambra person. I'm just gonna give this intro before we get into it. Michael APC. I understand that you're an Anambra person. So if I'm not saying you have, but I'm saying if you follow the bandwagon of people where they clown Obi when he says something like cutting grass, that is not all he said. He said, I cut the grass of that place and built it. But if you follow for the bandwagon of people where they say cutting grass master, if that cap fits, it fits. It's just what it is. But anyway, I appreciate you for joining. If you want to unmute yourself, let's talk about it.
Okay. Finally, my brother.
Yeah, Alpha, long time no see.
I know looks like we will fight a little bit tonight.
All right, let's do it. Let's do
It
it.
will be a friendly fight.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Okay. Let me start with I'm getting a feedback. Let me start with P2B and grass. I call him grass cutter.
Okay.
Or even grasshopper. My brother, the question that was asked me to me, did you build any school?
Okay.
Not if you expanded any school, not if you refurbished any school or anything. The question was, did you build any school as governor?
Okay.
And our presidential candidate, our supposed brother, but I don't care, I don't mind whether Igbo or
He's your brother. He's from Anambra State. He's literally your brother.
He's Igbo from my state.
Yeah.
I know him well enough.
Right.
I can say some certain things about him. But that aside.
Okay. So let's get into the nuances of did you build any school, right?
Yeah.
So he said he did more than that. Ibariam campus wasn't as expanded as it was when P2B was governor. He was existing. But did he build any of those colleges or faculties inside Ibariam campus? Did he do it?
He built structures, some structures inside the Ibariam campus.
Okay. Okay.
He built structures.
So you're admitting you're confirming what he said then.
Everybody knows.
So you're confirming what he said then.
No, yes, I'm not saying that. Listen, Kachi. What I said is that what I'm mocking is that it started with cutting grass. But deviating from the question, did you build any school? And he said he did more than building a school.
Okay.
And when he went further, he started that between one faculty and the other, there were bushes. He cut it and built structures.
Okay.
My brother, ordinary personal people, individuals, build faculties.
Okay.
Build buildings that, hold on. Do erect buildings and give it out to school as faculties.
Okay.
But the question was that, did you build any school?
Okay.
Hear me out.
Hear me out though. Okay. Was there a school that was like let's say in Anambra State, was there a need for a new university in Anambra State?
Even up to today, there is still need for a new university. Yes.
All right. I mean, I'm not going to.
We have a federal university and a state university in Anambra State. We have Polytechnic, Oko, and all that.
All right. I'm saying at the time P2B, yeah, we've had Oko for like forever.
Yeah.
At the time P2B was governor, was there a need for a new university that P2B should have started building a new university when there was an existing one that he could build on? Do you see the logic there?
Hold on. Anambra, Enugu. Let me do the comparison. You know, within the same time, we have UNN in Enugu, and we had ESUS in Enugu. The same in Anambra, Nnamdi Federal, Anambra State University State. The person of Chimaroke Nnamdi carried faculties, went to a village, opened up a total village and built faculties. Hold on. But if you ask Chimaroke, did you build any school as a governor? I don't think that he will start answering by telling you that, yes, I went to expand ESUS.
All right. So here's the thing. Nobody's asking Chimaroke. And you cannot say hear me out. Hear me out. Nobody's asking Chimaroke because Chimaroke is not running for president. The conditions would have to be the conditions would have to match somewhat. Chimaroke would have to be running for president, and then somebody would have to ask him that question. And let us now see what his response would be. You cannot think what Chimaroke would say. P2B is running for president, and somebody's asking P2B, did you build any school? He's telling you what he did. Exaggeration is part of politics. You would agree with me. Exaggeration is part of politics. He did build these campuses in Ibadan. You have confirmed it. The hospital he was talking about in Amaku.
The campus was existing. He built on an existing project. He expanded on existing projects.
This one are just nuances and semantics and all technicalities. Now we want to run around. But the point of the point of this matter is, or the bottom line is, you are agreeing with him, pretty much. So if you want to call him grass cutter, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you.
He called himself that. He started by I cut the grass.
All right, make we move forward. What is your
structure in a campus?
It's not a structure. You can't minimize it though. It's not a structure. It's not a structure. It's not a structure. It's not a structure though. You can't minimize it.
Tell me what he did.
It's not a structure. He built faculties. It's not one building.
What was the faculty? Was the faculty existing before then?
All right. Let me do a Google search for you. Right? And it's sadly, I'm gonna say this. It's a shame. You're from Anambra State. You should know this better than me. I be visitor of Anambra State. Now school I go there. Yeah. But I'll read this out to you. Just give me 1 second. Let me read this. And this is Google. Who built Ibadan University? There's a whole long stuff there. Infrastructure and growth. Former Governor Peter Obi's administration transformed the underdeveloped Ibadan sites from a bush into a functional permanent campus, constructing major facilities like faculties of law and agriculture. So when you say a structure, it's not a structure. It's he built
the faculty. Was the faculty existing before then or not?
How would you build something that already exists?
No. We have, like, I give you an example again.
You know what a faculty is, right?
Yeah, I know what a faculty is. Let me tell you something. I'll give you an example. We have faculty of law in Esut, then in Enugu campus, in Enugu City campus.
Okay.
Chimaroke went and built a complete facility structure and gave it to the faculty of law, and they moved to that place. That does not mean that faculty was not existing in that school at that moment.
Okay, this is Esut. And it's interesting that you know more about Esut that is in Enugu State than the one within your backyard. Why aren't you telling? Why aren't you? Okay. Yeah. Me, I don't go Ibariam, but I did Oka at least. So I had a friend who they school for Ibariam to Oka no far. I had a friend who was schooling in
comparison for you that.
All right.
This is an example of what it is.
All right.
Oko Polytechnic was existing in Anambra State at the Kulobia side until Professor Mabeze moved it, a part of it, to Obaru.
So in your opinion, it's not safe to say this person built schools.
He didn't build any school.
Okay.
What's the name of the school he built?
All right. Make we move forward because we're obviously not going to agree on it. It's okay.
He said something else that I want to disagree with.
Okay.
How you said it and how Peter Obi said it.
Okay.
He said, give me figures of what I have quoted that is wrong.
Okay.
Can you fact check that yourself on Google? Or whatever.
Fact check what though?
Have you made some statement misquoting figures?
Okay, let me ask you a question, right? Do you understand the concept of, say, maybe you want to say, like me now, I go talk dollar every time. Do you understand the concept of slip of tongue? Do you understand that concept?
I understand.
Is Peter Obi immune to that concept?
No.
So what is your problem with that?
It's not the same with quoting figures.
Okay. So let me ask you the same question. What figure is it? Tell us the figure that he misquoted, and then tell us the real figure. Let's talk about it.
Okay, the simplest one.
Okay.
Peter Obi said he took 439 million Anambrarians out of poverty as a governor.
Okay.
How is that possible?
So you don't think that's the slip of tongue?
I don't know. He didn't correct himself.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. If somebody's telling you, if somebody says he took 439 million people in a country from a state, in a country where the total population is over 200, and you want to hold that against the person, I don't know what to tell you, my brother.
Okay.
I really don't know what to tell you.
Hold on. He himself said on this interview.
Okay.
Tell me the figures that I misquoted.
Okay.
Then let's go about it.
Okay, and that is what we are doing. And first of all, I told you, do you understand the concept of slip of tongue? Is Peter Obi immune to slip of tongue? So I'm telling you that I don't, because I've already laid that out for you. What else do you want me to tell you if you understand the concept of slip of tongue and you're still bringing something that obviously is a slip of tongue? You want me to argue it with you? I don't know what to tell you, my brother. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you.
Can I read you another part?
Okay.
Can I permit me about 2024, 2014, according to Peter Obi?
I guess he's getting a call. I guess he's getting a call, but again, you know, you see what we're dealing with, right?
I'm here. I stopped it. I'm here. I stopped it. He gave a figure that in 2014, that the total Nigerian FDI was about 14 billion or something.
Okay.
Whereas the figures we are far more.
What is the actual figure now? Waiting for the actual figure. Let's talk about it.
Kachi, help me. Go to your Google, your chat GTP will say it.
You obviously, seems like you're doing it already. You obviously are doing it. Tell us the figure. Bring it out. Let's talk about it, right? But hey, whatever you bring up to me, I'm gonna tell you about the concept of slip of tongue. And if you don't understand that concept, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. For someone who is out there, hear me out. For someone who, hear me out, Michael APC, just hear me out. For someone who is out there, at least he's talking. At least he's talking. And we have all this scrutiny for him. What about the person you support? What has he told us about anything? What has he told us about anything?
If you want us to discuss Tinubu, it's better for me to remain silent than to say nonsense. One, if you want us to discuss Tinubu, we'll come to what he said and what he has not said.
And he has not said a lot because he has not said a lot because there's really not a lot to say.
And I advise you to tell Peter Obi to talk less.
No, that is not what a leader does.
Let him continue.
Tell me any leader in the world that talks less. Tell me any leader in the world. You're leading the people and you say talk less. He's not even the president, but you have this much to say he should talk less. Tell me any leader in the world who doesn't address his people.
Why is he talking and giving the wrong statement?
It's not the wrong. It's slip. It's called a slip. And if you don't understand that concept, I don't know what to tell you. But Michael APC, if you have any other disagreement, make we talk about them because I'll tell you it's a slip. You know, whichever one you bring up, I'm going to tell you it's a slip. It's a slip. If you don't understand that, I don't know what to tell you.
That is the answer you will.
All right. Let me ask you a question since we're on the topic, and maybe we'll go move forward with this one. Peter Obi is running to be the president of Nigeria. I don't know how long you've been here, but the very first segment of this show, Seun asked him at least 5 times about the unity of Nigeria. And he specifically mentioned as an Igbo man, why should people trust you? Does that bother you by any bit? Does that bother you as an Igbo man?
Okay, I will start answering your question with a question you can choose to answer or not. Is Peter Obi the first to ask about the unity of Nigeria, keeping Nigeria as one? Is it the first? Is your question, is Peter Obi the first person they've asked that question? Is that your question? Yeah.
I've not seen nobody has asked Tinubu that question.
But they have asked Obasanjo.
Obasanjo is not running to be president. Tinubu is the president. Nobody has asked. Hear me out. Tinubu is the president. I've not heard anybody ask him. But I'll tell you what Tinubu has said on record. I'll tell you what Tinubu has said on record. I'll tell you what Tinubu has said on record. I'll tell you what Tinubu has said on record. I can do the Google and show you. Tinubu has said. Tinubu, if you know where I'm going, then let me say it. Tinubu has said on record that he doesn't believe Nigeria is one. I'm paraphrasing here. These might not be his exact words, but he said something in those lines. Tinubu has said that on record. Why is it that Peter Obi has to prove his love for Nigeria as an Igbo man and you don't have a problem with it?
Kachi, I've answered you. Let me continue. I don't think I don't have a problem with that because he's not the first to ask it. And again, listen, Kachi, listen. No gimmicks are here.
Okay.
If this is some of the things bothering a certain set of people in Nigeria, a certain set of people in Nigeria, in a political atmosphere like this, it is good that Sheyi or Sheon asks him that question so that
No,
he can
no, it's not
openly
good.
say,
It's
listen,
not good.
hold on,
It's not
asked me a
good.
question.
Michael,
You
it's
asked
not
me a
good.
question.
Here's the thing. Peter Obi is a Nigerian. Peter Obi has not given anybody any reason to doubt his love for Nigeria. If anything, he has reiterated it multiple times.
Ask him a question that position.
Say that again, please.
Has politicians, voters question that position of him keeping Nigeria as one, aside from Sheon? Is it the first time you're hearing it?
I mean, but I'll tell you this though. This keeping Nigeria one, right? It's not unique to the Igbo group. It's not unique.
No.
The Yoruba people have their own segment of people who also say Nigeria shouldn't be one. I'll tell you this fact as a fact because I've been doing these shows. I've seen most of them.
I know.
Okay, you know this for a fact, right? So why is that burden on an Igbo man? Why is that burden on an Igbo man? When Tinubu, who is also a Yoruba man, and there are factions of Yoruba people who also believe that Nigeria should not be one, Tinubu is a Yoruba man who has also on record said he doesn't believe Nigeria should be one. Why is that scrutiny not more on him?
Okay, let me answer you again.
Okay.
As it is now, the political terrain that we have,
you're muted, but
sorry, the political terrain that we have.
Yeah.
The question is this: P2B is contesting from a tribe that at the moment we have called for secession.
And Igbo people are not Igbo people are not the only people. And I think 5 times is overbearing. I think 5 times is overbearing. Igbo people are not the only people that are asking for Nigeria to divide actively as we speak. Igbo just converted to APC right now. Before he converted to APC a few months ago, he was still of that opinion. And he still has a lot of people who believe, who follow him. As a matter of fact, there's a town in Oyo or where he's from, in Ibadan. There's a town in Ibadan, Ibadan. Oyo is a state, right? There's a town in Oyo that is named after him. So actively, as we speak, every region in Nigeria has that same belief. So why is that scrutiny more on the Igbo man that is running for president? But anyway, Michael APC, we're going to need to move forward if just final thoughts before we move forward.
I answer you the last one.
All right.
The question is necessary because of the political terrain.
It's not. It's called hear me out. It's called profiling. It's called profiling. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. You're sitting in this comfort area talking about it. Man, in the Igbo, all of us talk. I don't go talk and well because my Igbo get as it be. About also a mile. One day, you might aspire to be president of Nigeria or a federal position. I hope you will have this same opinion, that a rascal going to ask you, what is your unity of Nigeria? What do you think about unity of Nigeria? I hope you will still keep this same energy. Anyway, thank you, Michael APC. Make we move forward to, I go bring Mr. Etan Lag up because me and him been get small conversation earlier and he promised to be here. So thank you for being here, my brother. Mr. Etan Lag, you're muted. I know mute you. You're muted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Thank you for being here.
Okay. The screen just went blank. I don't know.
Sorry about that. Sometimes this TikTok they trip. Sorry about that. But you can hear me good, right?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Let's talk about it. I don't know how long you've been here, but you are of the opinion in the chat. You are not this chat, but when we chatted earlier, you are of the opinion that Obi should reduce his interviews. So why are you of that opinion?
Okay, so the reason I'm of that opinion is because if you listen to this last interview, why am I getting an echo?
Sorry about that. I don't know why that is happening. Let me see.
Yeah, I can hear myself back there.
I think Michael also complained of that stuff. But if you can ignore it, that would be helpful.
Okay, let's try and go.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So the reason I said that was because even after this interview, you're still left with more questions than answers as to what he actually wants to do. And that's why I made that comment.
Okay.
because you're running against an incumbent. You can't be ordinary. You have to be stellar. You want to beat the incumbent. People should listen to your interviews and be like, "Oh wow, have you watched that interview? We know exactly what he's going to do." I'll use an example. Look
Okay.
at Bernie Sanders. Uh, he's been running for a while. I can tell you exactly what he's going to do because I've heard him so many times, and he knows he has his ideology, his plan, and exactly how he's going to do it.
Okay.
He doesn't need to convince me anymore because I've heard it so many times. But the more I hear Peter Obi, right, I still don't know what exactly. And even the interviewer.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, right? Mr. Etanlag, I'll tell you what. You didn't watch this interview. I'm going to be honest with you.
I did.
You did?
I did.
Did you hear him talk about how he's going to... Did you hear him talk about how he's going to transform the North and make it into like rice production? Scale our rice. Did you hear that?
How would he scale it?
But did you hear it though? Did you hear him say it?
Yeah, but I'm saying like, how would he scale? I'm saying I still have questions. Is what I'm saying.
So he said he was gonna hear me out. He said he was gonna. Some of the things he said was all the corruption. Instead of spending all this money on all these things with they unnecessary, with no they very necessary, give support our farmers so that they will grow rice, and we'll be able to at least feed ourselves and scale our rice production to at least 50 tons. I think he mentioned 50 tons of rice, 50 metric tons of rice. That will be our output production, per year. That was something he said. And then I'll go further to power. I'll tell you too. Did you also hear him talk about power, electricity?
Okay.
He said,
heard him say that.
Okay.
Can't generate. Okay, go ahead.
He said, what is going on in Abia State as far as geometric, we can replicate it all around Nigeria. So what other how do you want to hear?
So, okay, again, these statements are generic statements.
They're not generic. They're not generic. They're not generic.
They're generic, It's like you don't necessarily hear policy. I mean, anybody can say
I've given you two. I've given you two policies. You're still saying you don't hear policies. I've given you two. I'll give you a third one. He said something about political parties. He said something about political parties that if he will make sure that if he becomes president, that if you join a political party and win an election, if you leave that party, then the party you won under will still have that seat. So did you hear him say that one too?
How is he going to do it? Is it the president that makes legislation?
It's policy though. He can pass it as what do you mean how? He's going to write the legislation, pass them to Senate, be House of Rep, and it will become law. What do you mean how? What do you mean how?
But give me a second. Did you see why I'm asking more questions? Because I don't have answers. No, I'm not saying
I'm giving you answers. You're telling me how. It seems the how is convenient for you. It's a convenient word for you. How? I'm telling you how. Okay, you're still asking me how.
Okay, let me explain what I mean.
Okay.
When he says he will do that, don't you need legislators to do it?
Okay, and I just said it. He'll pass it to the what do they call them? Senate and Rep.
And here's why. Here's why I'm saying we need to know how. Number one, he's an NDC, right?
Okay.
The bulk of the people are going to be in APC, PDP, or ADC. He doesn't have the legislation, right? The legislators. He doesn't have the National Assembly. How will he do it? These are the kind of things I'm talking about. Are you going to use executive orders to run?
No.
Like, how will you do it? Are you going to make them leave their parties and join your party so that they'll be on the same page as you?
So now you're projecting. What you're doing now is you're just projecting. I'm telling you how he said he would do it. And I'll tell you one, and I guess you will still get something. When he was governor in Anambra State, he was in ABGA. Everybody for Anambra State, as a matter of fact, nobody was in ABGA for the state's house. Nobody was in ABGA. So if he could do things then, why are you still asking how? Why are you still asking how?
Can I add to that? If you say he did things then, right? Those things he did, what happened to them after he left?
You tell me. You tell me.
It is not that Soludo and all these guys keep complaining. I mean, if those things are long lasting, we'll still see them there. Every one of his policies or things he did, and that's why, and I'm sorry, I don't want him to look like I'm like trying to condemn what he did since we're talking about the interview. But what I'm getting at is without legislation, anything you do is just going to be for your term. And what you hear a lot of people say is, well, at least he did it during his own term. But after he leaves, there's no lasting impact. What's the benefit if after you leave?
So how do you know that there's no lasting impact? Again, you're projecting. You're projecting.
Okay, let me give you an example.
Okay.
People would talk about education and say, okay, Anambra became first and all that. Are they still first? No, after he left. I don't even agree about that first thing because the WAEC is a different issue. But after he left, what's the situation?
Okay,
Right?
so what he did is invest in education, right? This one you don't need legislature to do this one, right? He invested in education by renovating these schools, making sure they're conducive for them, buying buses for them, putting internet in the schools, putting computers there, investing in the schools, right? You don't need the legislature to do this one, right? So how is that his problem if he leaves and the next government doesn't continue? How is that his fault?
Okay, so let me now explain where I'm coming from.
Okay.
That you say that. When people say, how is that his problem? As opposed to just buying buses and doing all these things, what you need to do is to ensure, are you ensuring that those buses, for example, will be maintained? Are you ensuring that there's some sort of funding that will ensure that those buses will keep serving the purposes that they're made for? That's where I'm coming from. Not just, hey, I did it, I'm done with it, it's not my business what happens after. Okay. Are you leaving a long-lasting legacy? And that's what you do when you build foundations. I hope you get where I'm coming from.
I definitely get where you're coming from. I definitely get where you're coming from, but here is what I'm going to say. How is it Obi's fault that Willie Obiano took after him and did not see the importance of education to continue maintaining those buses? How is it Obi's fault? How do you see, or maybe buy new buses, make sure those buses are, renewed after a certain, like, how is that Obi's fault?
Let me give a very brief answer. It's not his fault, but I'll tell you that it's not his fault. But from a voter's perspective, I would rather get somebody who's going to do something where I won't say, okay, it's not his fault.
So let me now ask you. Let me now ask you. Snap my finger. Atiku becomes the president, and Atiku stops the coastal road. How is that Tinubu's fault? How would that be Tinubu's fault?
So, and here's where we're talking about policy. With the things they put in place, it will cost Nigeria more to stop that project.
It doesn't matter. That might be the case in Anambra too. It might be costing Anambra more to not continue that path, but they are doing it regardless, just because they want to do it, right? So that is the point I'm making. Do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but it's not quite the same.
It is though. It's
like, okay.
It is though.
I get that,
You see what I'm saying? Tinubu is building coastal road now. Atiku entered there and say this coastal road is useless.
But go ahead.
Atiku entered say coastal road is useless. How is it Tinubu's fault? That is not Tinubu's fault.
Okay. So as an example, let me talk about when you talk about policies. Now, if that coastal road had been, okay, the government just put money into it and the government is funding 100%, then the potential for somebody to come in and cancel it will be there. But when you enter into a private-public partnership, it reduces that risk. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about.
In Nigeria, not just in Nigeria, government, any government can come in and say, this one, I no like him. I don't know if you say you like Joe Biden, Abi. You say you like Joe Biden, Abi. You like Bernie Sanders, right? So probably you're in the U.S., right?
I like him. I just use this example.
Okay, let me use U.S. example. The present administration of U.S. now, then they got Medicare, Medicaid, right? Then they got them. So how is that the person who creates Medicare and Medicaid? How is it his fault? Do you see what the problem is? I think you guys don't when it comes to Obi, rationality no they matter again for Obi. But do you understand the example I'm just giving, right? You understand the example I'm giving?
I quick and said I don't blame him, right? You do agree I said that.
Okay.
I don't blame, it's not his fault.
Okay. Oh, you did.
I said that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, as opposed to choosing him, I would choose somebody else that will put plans in place to ensure that project is not cancelled. That's what I'm getting at. But let's focus on.
But I'm just saying, you snap your finger. Like it's never gonna happen, right? I snap my finger. I'm not a magician. I'm just saying, you snap your finger. Atiku becomes president now. Then that's why I'm referring it back to Obi. He did something in education in Anambra State, and you used it as an example, saying, okay, what is the impact after he left? How is that his fault? You should hold him on the same standard when you put him on, say, okay, Tinubu is building coastal road. if Tinubu leaves and next person say this one we don't need them again.
So
how is that Tinubu's fault? You should put him on the same standard. Peter Obi is not better than anybody. Peter Obi is a human being.
I'm not saying you're boxing me to a corner. I've said it's not his fault.
Okay.
You're not hearing me. I agree.
I apologize.
I am saying that if I were to choose between two people, I would not choose somebody that will not put things in place to ensure that his policies can just be eradicated. And I'll use an example real quick so that we'll move away from it.
Okay.
Use Obamacare as an example. As much as Trump wanted to gut it, until today, he has tried, he kept on gutting and gutting and gutting. Obamacare wasn't an executive order. That's the reason why it still exists today. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about, as in, you come in, you get people, a team. It's not just I, and that's what I'm getting. And I'm sorry, it might sound like I'm criticizing Obi.
You should.
These things you hear,
you should, though.
Me, that this is what I. Okay, yeah, fair. So me, this is what I did. When you bring people together, even in Anambra, you say, they impeached him, he was fighting and all these things. You will never get positive things done if you're always fighting the same people that will help you build policies. You need to be able to get people together, have a team. And that's what I'm getting at. And trust me, and I'll say this, as a person, I like Peter Obi. He's compassionate. I don't have any issues with him at all as a human being. And okay. I can tell that he has genuine intentions. But compassion is not what we need to solve Nigeria's problem.
We do need some level. I know it will not solve all the problem. We need some level of it because the current government for Nigeria, it be like they don't even get them at all. We need some level of compassion.
Trust me, we definitely do. But that's not the only thing. We need somebody that is hardcore, that will look and say, you know what, this is what we need to do and make that decision.
Yeah.
Compassion, yes. Integrity,
right.
He's liking the poor man and all that. I have zero. You may not believe me, but I have nothing against Peter Obi.
I believe it from the way you talk. I believe you. From the way you address the matter, it's just objective stuff you're talking about. And if I'm being honest, nobody you be my target for tonight, right? If you've been here for so long, you'd hear me say, my Igbo brothers, the clowns. When I say the clowns, are them what they refer to. You're not my target for tonight. I don't believe that you have any hate in your heart for Obi. You just prefer a different candidate. And that is your right. That's your God-given right,
Yeah, and that's fine, But I just, basically, and that's why, when we talk about this interview, I don't even want to talk about the grass and all that. For me, it's irrelevant. But why I put that comment is that every time, that's why I said he should reduce interviews, because every time he does one, we get more questions than answers. Things will come about, slip of tongue.
People would hear what they want to hear. I guess that you didn't watch the interview. I could still be right. Maybe you just glanced through it. You didn't necessarily listen. You heard what you wanted to hear. I gave you at least 3 policies. There could be more inside that interview I missed.
I actually did.
Okay, but I'm just saying, people most times hear what they want to hear. Policies. He gave at least three. Why I don't list out now. The party owned. He talked about INEC. He talked about power as in electricity. He talked about food production. He said these things in that interview. So if somebody didn't hear it and is still asking how, I don't know what to tell that person. All I can say is, did you watch the interview?
Let me ask you this question, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
As a speaker, okay. So as a speaker or as a leader, if you're passing a message, you're speaking to an audience. If your audience is not able to decipher or understand what you're saying, or they have more questions, is that the fault of the audience, or is the onus on you to ensure that you can gain your audience?
That's a good question, but I'm going to ask you this as well. If you're to rate the Nigerian populace, what would you say the level of education? I'm not talking about, they go university. No, that's not what I mean. I'm saying, on a reading level, what would you say the average Nigerian, what level of reading would you say the average Nigerian can read? Is it primary school reading, secondary school reading, or university reading?
It's low.
So why is it that Obi is... So why do you think Obi is targeting the professor people? The professor people, they would most likely understand what he's saying. Maybe he's trying to target the people he's trying to target, and maybe that's just how he expresses himself. Obi is not the most, I don't want to say articulated because he's quite articulating, but his English no be the most polished. Obi is not the person that has the most polished English or grammar. Why is that a problem?
But do you agree with me that when people question, things you say, that they lose confidence in you? When they start saying, and there's this word, I don't want to use it because it might seem like that people say a lot, say lamba or whatever, that you're a master liar.
It's called propaganda. When somebody says something, often, a lie, not just something. When somebody says a lie, often, it now starts seeming to be true. You have to go and do your research. And that is why when, what's his name? Seun asked him that question. He said, what is the specific one? Let's talk about it. This propaganda has been going on for so long. People have been saying, just like if somebody comes out now and starts saying, oh, the election was rigged. It now seems like it's true. Oh, yeah, it was rigged. Everybody says it, right? That is human psychology. It is. Peter Obi is a human being. There's going to be slips because he talks a lot. He talks every now and then. He talks any opportunity. He likes to talk. There's going to be slips.
Okay.
You should be rational enough to give him some grace, right?
But that's fine. Yes, obviously, yes. There is. But the difference now is he's running to be president and he's running against an incumbent that everybody is saying is a whatever in politics and all that. There's no room for all this. That's my point.
Let me ask you this last question and we'll move forward. In this interview, what would you say, what number did he say that was a lie?
What number?
Like what quote did he, what estimate or, statistics did he give in this interview? What statistics did he give that was a lie in this interview? Or what lie did he tell in this interview?
You haven't heard me say that he lied. Maybe your previous.
No, I'm not saying that you said, but you're saying he should be cautious of what he says and not going online too much. So I'm saying I hear you on that, but I'm just saying to prove your point that he should not be going too much to interviews. This one that he did now, what is the reason for you to make that statement that he should? What is the specific quote that he gave in this one that is a lie?
Let me give you one. The example of the school.
Okay.
Now, I know what he meant.
Okay.
But this is it goes to what I'm saying. I know what he meant by clear the grass and all that. But when people listen to it, that's not what it sounds like.
But it doesn't. It's the opposition. It's the opposition.
No, it's not.
It's the opposition.
And that's what I want to correct you. It's not just the opposition. There are undecided people as well who are listening. There's no room for error, and that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you feel the sense, because
I definitely get what you're saying. I get the critique. I get it from a critique point. Yeah.
Do his best, because I don't want this election again. I'm 100%. I support Tinubu. I'm not going to hide it.
Absolutely.
But I want it to be competitive. I don't want it to be a walkover. I'm being honest, and that's why I want him to put out his best. There are undecided people that will listen to it. They're on the fence. What I expected was, okay, he does an interview, and the next thing people wake up and say things like, "Oh my God, did you listen to that?" It's kind of like, look at when Tinubu went to was it Kenya or wherever. Tinubu supporters were spreading it everywhere. Say, look at our president, very articulated, blah 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 blah.
No. Tinubu supporters, they would show you where you want to see. Did you see in that interview in Kenya where the reporter asked him a question and he said, "You say?" Did you see that clip? But the Tinubu supporters show that one. They asked him a question. He was saying how he would build a currency or something, or a market for Africa, something like that. And they say, okay, you be president. How are you going to do it? His response was, "You say?" Did you see that side?
Fair enough.
Did you see that side? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, let me now ask you. Did Tinubu supporters show this part?
He's the incumbent. It's on Peter Obi. He's the one that wants to remove him.
All right.
That's what I'm trying to correct here.
All right.
Peter Obi is the one that wants to remove him.
All right.
Like, for example, if nobody runs, Tinubu will stay, right? It's not like Tinubu is running, how will I put it? Like if there's no opposition, he's going to come back. So it's on Peter Obi to be spotless. That's what I'm getting at.
I hear you.
know,
I hear you.
he
But
doesn't
we
have-
can't
he
we
doesn't
can't
have
have that
that
standard.
room
We
for
can't
all
have that
this.
standard for Peter Obi. I think it's a very false way to see somebody for him to be spotless. Nobody can. Nobody can.
Well,
And
I
that
mean,
expectation is
nobody
kind of
can, but
too
in
much.
order to win, yeah, in order to win, you're going to have to. Then don't blame yourself if you don't win. That's what I'm getting
Absolutely,
at.
I
If
hear
you
you.
want to win, you have to bring your A game.
All right.
Because there are lots of people that support this president already. They're undecided, and there are potentially some people that might say, you know what, I'm not sure this guy can do it.
All right.
I don't know that for a fact. Everybody has their own votes, but I'm getting at, and that's why I said maybe he should reduce his interviews because
I don't think so. He needs to put himself out there. He definitely is. He definitely is. He needs to put himself out there.
Tinubu
But
supporters will tell you, let him keep doing it because it's helping them.
it's their job to say that. It's their job to say that. But Mr. Ethan Lag, I thank you for joining. We don't hit 20 minutes. Make we go to the next
no
guest.
problem. But I just wanted to add real quick.
Okay.
I mean, I was trying really hard because I can hear myself back. It was very tough for me. So
I'm so sorry.
That echo was like, I know it's not your fault. I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
I'm struggling with hearing myself and talking and all that. So
I'm so
if I
sorry.
wasn't
Yeah.
sounding too articulate or whatever, that
No,
echo
you
is
are.
actually-
My people will know you. Who no. Just they call me Apollo. They know who you are. So shout out to Ethan Lag. Thank you so much.
No wahala, Sha. No wahala. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining.
All right, nice one.
All right. Make we bring up our next guest here. We're at 2 hours 25 minutes now. Okay, let's see. All right, make we bring up Paparazzi. All right, Paparazzi, thank you for joining.
I got you.
Yes, Ndewo, I greet you.
First, I will start by saying I'm one of those who have said Obi should stop coming for interview.
Okay.
As far as his interview with Shegun, this guy from Arise, Ofai, and after through this interview, I made my little video. I can see the faults. First, respectfully, that's what is called dyslexia. And I believe he may have it.
All right. I don't. It has to be diagnosed. Dyslexia is a condition. It's a medical condition, and I don't know what are the symptoms of dyslexia that makes you feel like Peter Obi has dyslexia.
The person will keep, this kind of errors you see.
And that's not true. Dyslexia pretty much has to do with like reading and stuff, like not being able to read. That's pretty much dyslexia.
Okay.
So I don't know that you've put something in front of Peter Obi and he's not able to read it. That's not dyslexia.
Okay. I apologize. I don't know.
Yeah. That's not a nice thing to say about somebody you don't know about. You don't know the person. You put something on him.
I'm not saying he has it.
Okay.
I said it appears.
Okay.
Right? Now, I will use Obi Seun as an example. Obi Seun has been on politics today, politics Sunday. There's a question Shehu was asking him about Peter Obi. He stood his ground, he pushed back. He said it's not going to answer it. Right? Rotimi Amechi has done the same. There are certain interviews, if the interviewer is trying to make you uncomfortable, as a guest, you have every right to walk out of the interview.
Absolutely.
Now, let me go back to Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
No, let's keep Donald Trump for a second. Let's stick to the interview. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Let's stick to this interview. And I believe the point you're trying to make, I don't know if that's where you're going, but we can keep it strictly on this interview. I had said things about at least five times that I counted, and the scrutiny on Peter Obi about his love for Nigeria, right? If that's where you're going. And I guess you're saying he has every right to stand up and leave. Peter Obi has class. Peter Obi has grace. So everybody know they like the person where you mentioned. Everybody know they like Odruz or Carlo. Everybody know be like Kachi. If not me, I go shut them down. I'll shut it down straight up, right? So Peter Obi has class and he has grace. But let me stay on that one, right? You as an Igbo person, and you see how a fellow Igbo person who is aspiring to be president of Nigeria Does that bother you? That the scrutiny on just being an Igbo person, does that bother you any bit? Say, as an Igbo person, you would be scrutinized more because you dare to want to be president of Nigeria. They ask you about your unity. Even though I know you hate anything what they call Biafra. But one rascal one day go to ask you, why should they trust you? Do you see what I'm saying? Does that bother you?
First, it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
The only thing that I find problem was his profile and bringing Cardinal into the picture, and that is what I expected a pushback. Honestly speaking,
Okay.
Nigerian unity, that same question can be put out to all the candidates if they're having a presidential debate. But if you want to narrow it or drill down to my ethnic tribe and try to use Nzogo to hoodwink me or to nail me, I will push back. I will write them.
That means it bothers you.
Question,
that means it bothers you. When you say it doesn't bother you, that means it bothers you.
1 minute. I said the question on Nigerian unity doesn't bother me. What bothers me was the profiling.
That it bothers you then. That's the point I'm trying to make. The profiling bothers you, right?
That is, the profiling is what I'm against. But if you had asked that question on Nigerian unity, not mentioning as an Igbo man, and mentioning his Zogo, and trying to bring in the 1960s school, that is where I said no.
And that's the point I'm making. It bothers you, and it bothers me too. And I'm glad you have that bother in you, because I can't see Peter Obi has not, by any stretch of the imagination, made anybody believe that he doesn't like Nigeria. If anything, he has been pro-Nigeria, But for some reason, he's scrutinized on the dealings of people that he's not related to. Nzogu, Ojukwu. He might be friends with Ojukwu, but innocent Ojukwu work, right? But anyway, that one is out of the way. What other pushbacks on Peter Obi as far as this interview do you have?
Well, firstly, thank you for talking most about my of thought, but I was trying to pick up. At least I could see Aisha Yusuf reacting for the first time, and she said it's becoming irritating. Right? Secondly, Peter Obi should know media houses that are not friendly to him. Not every interview he must grant, not every media house, and channels appears to be one. Moreover, Shegu always try to price his neck. When I wanted to mention Trump calls some media houses fake news. He doesn't even want to answer their question. He doesn't want to talk to them because he knows those media houses will antagonize him. They will push him to the edge. Same thing, Nigel Farage. He doesn't want to talk to the BBC.
But here's the difference. These people you're talking about, they are already in position of power. Obi is not there.
1 minute. See,
okay.
Kachi, let me reduce it to TikTok. There are spaces I can go on TikTok. Ask me why. I know the host, what it stands for. Ethnic Saga. The guest, Ethnic Slaw. So why would I request to come up to the box?
Yeah, I hear you, but I hear you, but Channels is a national TV. It's not TikTok, Channels is a national news. It's not like Peter V is coming to Biafra.
No. It's a fact. I'm making a valid point. 1 minute. I'm making a valid point. You're trying to douse it.
Okay, sorry about that.
There are media houses that are not friendly to certain individuals, even newspapers. Even if I wake up tomorrow to see certain newspaper through a glass cutter, the beating will be, I wouldn't be surprised. This is politics.
Absolutely.
It's as simple as that. Yeah. When I see on my own little page or little way, Obi should minimize this interview. I'm not saying that out of hate. That's simple truth. If you watch that interview, you could see Shegu took it more personal than professional. And he should know better.
I think he did a good job in that regard, because the last interview with Rufai, there were a lot of people saying Rufai didn't go hard on him, and he'd be like, Rufai be like me, he love Peter Obi, right? But me, I love him, but I'll ask him hard questions as well, regardless. But Rufai loved Peter Obi, so he didn't necessarily give him those hard questions. So I think maybe Sheung looked at the interview and be like, okay, I'll go hard on him. I think that's the case. And I don't see anything wrong with that per se. And if you've been here for long, you would also see where I was saying, Sheung could have asked him, you will be importer. You say you want to do consumption to production. So he didn't even go as hard as me, I would have gone.
Let me say this. This is my own personal conspiracy theory. I might be accused of saying wrongly if he was given certain questions to ask. That is why some politicians, some individuals, they don't, they just avoid certain media houses.
Yeah.
Because there are things that are too personal, they don't want you to ask them, and they're going to ask. Okay, let me say, you've seen Arokele walk out on an interview before he was jailed.
Who is that?
He went for an interview, Arokele.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen him walk on an interview, yeah. So these things, most times.
These instances you're giving, they're not necessarily apple for apple. Arokele is Arokele. These other leaders you mentioned, they are already in power. Obi is looking to get into power. I'll give you an instance with the last election for US, right? The lady that ran, Kamala. I don't know if you know this podcast that they call Joe Rogan. People wanted her to, even though Joe Rogan no like her, no support her, but people wanted, because he's the biggest podcaster in the world, right? If you go there and send your message, people would hear it. And you don't know who is listening. You don't know how many people you might convince and be like, I never hear from this woman before. I like what she talk. So it's encouraged. And there are people who also believe that because she didn't go to that that podcast, that's part of the reasons she lost. So especially when you're looking to get into power, you shouldn't be selective. When you get inside power, then you can be selective. But when you're looking to get into it, this is just my opinion.
Okay, let me see as an example. 2023, how many media chats did he attend?
Who, Obi?
No, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay.
Did he not turn down so many media interviews?
He did.
So there was a reason for that.
But I mean,
these guys have advisors for a reason.
I hear you on that one. Also, anyway, I'm not going to go into any conspiracies, but I hear you.
No, this is a simple truth, because at the end of the day, I wish his handlers, if he has one, can come to it at least for the first time. Aisha Yusuf publicly reacting and saying it's becoming irritating at the back, and I hope more people reach out to him.
I haven't heard what Aisha Yusufu said, so I can't necessarily speak on that or co-sign it. Maybe when I listen, I go get her perspective.
And just like we're giving this feedback, I wish Obi would have people sit down and give him feedback, and he is in the capacity to hold a press conference and call out challenge for what it is.
All right.
It's as simple as ABC.
All right.
Thank you, Kachi.
Thank you, Paparazzi. I appreciate you.
First, let's not tribalize any candidates. Everybody have their rights. This is politics.
Absolutely.
People are going to mind Obi's opinion. It doesn't matter if it's from same states, religion. It is what it is.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to tribalize Obi.
Absolutely. Talking about tribalizing, I'm going to say this, and when I when I say what I say, I know it's on the edge. You get one guy for US, what they call edgelord. It's on the edge. What I'm saying is edgy. It's right there on the thin line of being tribalistic, but I'm okay with sitting on that thin line. I'm not scared of that. Nobody go rope me, say, oh, we'll go use this tribalistic thing, hold you so that you go talk within you feel, how you feel and how you don't feel it. I'll say exactly what I said, right? I was specific about Igbo people. And I specifically said, Peter Obi won 80% of the Southeast in the last election. So obviously, 20% of the Southeast do not support Obi. Now I'm saying, for our brothers in the Southeast, you don't have to support Obi, but do it with class and do it with grace. If you think that's tribalistic, that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. I can live with that. But thank you, Paparazzi. I appreciate you for joining.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Oye, we go bring you up here and let's see. All right. Thank you, Mr. Oye, for joining. My brother, long time no see. I left politics for a minute. I did talk about palm oil now. I'm talking about palm oil now, man.
Eh,
How you did? What do you think about
but
the interview?
Kachi, this night I feel like say your love for Peter Obi was a little bit overboard, right?
Hmm.
Because I will stick on the first part of the conversation.
But
Either
how
you
can
haven't been watching.
take for instance? Please hold your thought. Don't miss any of your thoughts, please. Say I'm my wife now. How can somebody? How dare you tell me that my love of my wife is overboard? Right?
So that rigged your judgment about the interview, especially the first part. Now,
Sorry, I didn't
what
hear
I
that.
was going to
Please
say
repeat
is
what you said.
either
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
so I said that rigged your perception of the interview. That first part that they
Oh,
were
I see what you're
focused on
saying.
tribe.
I see what you're saying. You're saying because I'm
So-
biased. Obviously, I'm biased towards Peter Obi, right? So you're saying because of my bias towards
Exactly.
him,
So
it's okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
So now, have you been watching Peter Obi? Or let me start with this analogy. It's echoing, so I know a couple of people complained about it already,
Yeah.
so I won't complain.
Sorry about that.
So,
All right. Sorry, I go look into Ram
So-
after the live. I reduced your
so
side
the
so that you
thing
don't go
is-
there too harsh. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
it's like you go to a strip club, the lady is dancing, and then you say nice ass. She then say you are sexualizing me. Does that you see the reason why I gave you this analogy? The only person that brings tribes into conversation, into every campaign is Mr. Peter Obi.
Can you give us an instance?
I will give you instance. So
Okay.
you see every candidate understands the structure of Nigeria. We have four regions and 6 political zones. Or let me say 6 political zones. Everyone understands that whatever they want to do, it's local. The rest is external campaign. At every opportunity, Peter Obi leaves his region. Go to other region. When you ask him, he will tell you there's poverty. I can literally bring 5, 6, 7 tapes. When they ask him about anything in Nigeria, he will tell you there's poverty in the north. We will convert the north. And then you ask him, is this man a northerner or a southerner? So now when you consistently say that, voters are looking at you. Every time the conversation will be around that. Peter Obi is not the first Igbo to contest since 1999.
All right. Just hold your thought on that because it seems like you want to enter on that side. You said Peter Obi is the only person that brings tribe, but it seems like you're going somewhere else. So please hold the other one. Make we stick to that one. Is it a fact?
It's still part of what
Is it a fact though? Yeah. Is it a fact though that the poorest place in Nigeria is in the north? Is that a fact?
If the poorest place is in the north,
yeah, is it a fact?
Every part in Nigeria is poor.
The poverty capital of Nigeria, the poverty capital, what would you say? Is it the east, south, west, north? Where is the poverty capital? Where do we have the poorest people in Nigeria?
The poorest people are there in the north, and it's due to their population.
Per capita, put it per capita. Per capita.
Per capita, if you remove the population problem that they have.
That's why I say per capita. That's average, right? That's why I say per capita. That's average. So per capita.
I've never done the math with per capita, but I've never done the math with per capita.
Okay.
But they have this huge problem of there's a whole lot of people because they born too much. Okay. But when you look
Mr.
at
Oye, now let me say this, right?
Yeah.
So if you agree with me that it's a fact that the poorest people are in the north parts of Nigeria, why is it that when Obi says it, it now becomes that he's tribalistic or he's bringing tribe into it? Facts are not supposed to be sweet,
because
right?
of the way Nigeria is structured. So first of all, Kano is one of the richest places in Nigeria, right? Kwakwaso is from Kano.
How about Borno?
But wait, that's where I'm going to. Kwakwaso is from Kano. When you hear Kwakwaso speak, he talks about how all the people he has taken care of, empowered, they are from Kano. Atiku is from Adamawa South, Northeast. Every time you hear him speak, he talks about the people he had empowered, they are from Adamawa. When he gets interviewed, he stick to it, Adamawa. Now, Tinubu also, because he's already part of the race, he's still part of the race. He's a sitting president. When he speaks, everything he talks, people he has empowered, you realize that they are from Southwest. They are from Lagos State, not even from Southwest. They are from Lagos State. Now they can be in Lagos State and they are somehow Igbo, or they are Hausa, or they are from another part of Southwest. But you realize that they are from Lagos State. And when he's speaking, he speaks about Lagos State. So now the people he's dealing with on the other side of the table, they know that he's stretching his hands forth. He has taken care of his own. He is not using them for politics. Now, when Peter Obi speaks and they are asking basic questions, he will tell you, I go build borehole for Borno. I go build borehole for Kano.
Okay, let me go into this. Let me go into this. Now, it's context. It's called context, right? For one, at least we've agreed that it's a fact. The poorest people in Nigeria are in the north. That one is a fact. If somebody says it and it hurts anybody's feelings, it's what it is. I can't do anything about that, right? Now, the context of this question is not just any question. They were again, and we'll go back to where my bias for Peter Obi, right? It's the context. Seun was asking him about Sheriff Modu, Sheriff, the guy, the governor, was asking him that, Sheriff say you go divide the country. So he was, in that context, he was saying, how can I divide the country when I'm showing love to the north? Are they build borehole for north? Are they do this for north? Are they do this for north? How can I divide the country? So you see the context, right? Context matters. It wasn't just any question.
Interview is why you see the conversation is on tribe.
No, this wasn't about tribe. This was context. It was solely on context. Seun was asking him. They say you go divide the country, which I find that very disrespectful. But that was the question. And he was telling you, why would you say I divide the country when I've been doing this for the northern people?
Let's get something right first.
Okay.
Kachi, let's get something right. A president does not have the power to divide the country. No president, and I repeat, no president can divide Nigeria. In Peter Obi, as Peter Obi should know that already. Now, if he doesn't know, his people, I'm saying this to his people now, they should tell him, no president can divide. That's the power to divide Nigeria.
Absolutely. And you're shifting the conversation. You're shifting the conversation.
No, I'm not shifting it. Okay. Let's quickly throw this. So it's also a learning process.
Okay.
In his next interview, he can literally just throw that outside. A president does not have the power.
And I appreciate that. That would be one way to shut it down. Like I said, I go shut them down.
Conversation.
Absolutely. Just hear me out, Mr. Owe. Me, I go shut them down. And it seems like you're on the same page with me. If you bring up that kind of question with me, I'll shut it down. You're not asking me another follow-up as far as the unity or my love for Nigeria. You're not going to ask me. And this man went further to say, as an Igbo man, why should they trust you? So you see what I'm saying? That is Peter Obi. That is Peter Obi. He has grace. He has class. I know you can say I did bias. Now I make I call him class and grace. But it's what it is. You as Mr. Owe, if they ask you that question, you go shut them down immediately by saying, no president has power to divide Nigeria. Let's keep it moving. Me, I go say, don't ask me that stupid question. That's a stupid question. Don't ask me that question. So you see, three of us have different ways to answer one question. That's what makes us human beings, right? It doesn't mean that he's tribalistic. He was answering his question based on how he felt was appropriate.
Because I don't want you to make it like an Igbo thing, right? Because you are missing the whole point. So now, interview around the candidate is based on the legs they put forward.
Hmm.
Now, if you look at their campaign, due to the fact that they want to make that bridge between the Peter Obi group of the South and the North, what is his name? NDC campaign chairman, what is his name? Galadima.
Okay.
He came on channels just 4 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, before Obi went. That was a live interview. Nobody asked him anything. And he was the one that started speaking about let's start the conversation from where it started. Kwakwa, so 6 days earlier, went on channels to talk about how Obi signed a contract with them that he will definitely return the seat back to the North. Galadima, who is the campaign chairman of NDC, went to channels 2 days later to talk about how they are trying to convince the people about how Obi is going to be trustworthy. And the people, they're having that challenge to convince the people. Now, two things in the lines of tribe. In just the fact that you want to build a bridge. So it's normal that when it comes back with Seun, they are going to focus that conversation on that tribe based on the fact that, and do not forget, just last week, Obi himself was already in ECFR.
But how is it Obi's fault? How is it Obi's fault that Seun is focusing the thing on tribe, and you say Peter Obi and they bring tribe? It's not Obi's fault. Peter Obi did not ask Seun to ask him that question.
I'm telling you about the history. I just gave you 2 history, and last week too, Obi was in ECFR in Europe, in Germany, yeah. And the white guy asked him, you did not have vote in the Northeast. It was on grant. You struggled in the Northeast and Northwest. And Obi said, my people are working on it. You see, you are going to see it. That was the answer he gave. And then his people, which is Kwankwaso and Galadima, they were on channels talking about tribe. What question do you think you were going to get?
Okay, I hear you.
So
you're really going. You're reading
to move on from that question.
Absolutely, I hear you. I hear you. But again, people go answer things to their own capacity. Maybe not Obi capacity be that, right? Obi had no control over Seun asking him something about division or the unity of Nigeria. He had no control over that. And I guess that's how he prepared to answer the question if he came up. But that's not his fault. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I think that's not his fault. And Obi doesn't come out but let me tell you something about tribe and religion. I'll put religion inside. The only person we don't actually never mind. Let's just keep it going. Because now Obi, what they talk about, I don't want to move the conversation somewhere else, right? So let's just keep it going with Obi.
Move it.
No, it doesn't. It's not going to help. It's not going to help the conversation. But
Tinubu is the only person that has talked about Nigeria is not one country.
Not that per se. I was gonna say, as far as religion, Tinubu currently has a Muslim ticket, a Muslim, something going on in Nigeria right now. That's religion. That's literally religion. Even in Lagos, where Tinubu from, right? Lagos, no, they even do Muslim. It's always Muslim Christian in Lagos. So even Buhari, where we think saying at the most, even Buhari, where we think saying at the most, me at least, I cannot put everybody in. I didn't like the guy, so I have a lot of bad opinions about him, right? But he understood that. Even when he was running before, now pastor in the carry they run. He still understood that and respected that. Tinubu did not respect that. But for some reason, Peter Obi, not bringing tribe up. Somebody asked him about something and he's telling you, I'm going to stick here. Somehow, it's a problem. I think that's not nice, for lack of better words. I think that's not nice. You see what I'm saying?
No, I'm not telling you that it's nice or it's a problem. I'm telling you that if you are building your campaign around tribe.
But he's not, though.
It's not matter because you need to know that Seun is actually a supporter of Obi. He's not even Seun is a core supporter of Obi. He has expressed that
Really?
bias a whole lot of times.
Oh, I see the bias. Okay, I
Seun
see.
supports Obi.
Okay.
So now, if you are getting such from somebody like Seun, who generally asks difficult question, and Seun on his day would have asked him, "Oga, you are the highest importer of everything." So, but because he has bias towards him, so you realize that the conversation was set and it was a recording. It wasn't a live
it was
conversation.
Recorded. It was recorded. I figured.
Which they could have chosen not to air.
Yeah.
Meaning it was planned around that, because you ask yourself, why is questions going 5-6 times around tribe for a recorded interview?
Yeah, I think that was weird. I think that was weird.
It was not a live interview, so you need to understand, and that is why I'm saying, if you pick this thought and make it around the Igbos, then you are going to do a disservice to them. It is a planned interview, and they intentionally make it around that space, and that was why it brought the build-up to that day. The build-up was from his people.
Okay.
So he needed to, and you heard Seun said, "Look at the camera." Who says that?
Yeah, that was a little bit cringe to me too.
Interview, are you saying, look into the camera and tell your people that you, so it was
that was cringe to me too. That was cringe to me.
Okay with it. So it's because you are my brother. I haven't had any conversation about this. So you should not do the service to your people, because Obi is not the first Igbo to contest since 1999. So if he's the only one that is at this stage, when last election, why was he not being dragged for being an Igbo?
It's always been there. Come on now. If we go do research, we go see him. But you mentioned Obi has not been the... Just hear me out on this. Hear me out on this. You said Obi has not been the only Igbo person that has contested. Absolutely. Ojuku, where even till today, a huge majority, maybe even over 50% of Igbo people have love for Ojuku, right? Till this day, Ojuku contested, ran for election. Igbo people no vote him. The people who love him no vote him. So what is the point? Don't you see a difference here? Obi brings something that excites the Igbo people, most Igbo people. Don't you see it here? No, Ojuku, wait till today. Go ahead, sorry.
What I'm telling you is, even the last election, there was never an interview that was focused on if Obi was going to divide the country or not.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
And it's not the first Igbo, so nobody cares at this. You are always going to get that sentimental question that if an Igbo comes on board, they can divide the country. That is always going to be here and there. But the vast majority of the people have moved on from that conversation.
Absolutely. And me, I'm just outraged because I saw it like an insult. Like, just,
exactly, and that is why I'm saying, my brother, it was a recorded interview.
It was, absolutely.
It could have not been aired if they don't want it to be aired. Seun Okinbaloye is a supporter of Peter Obi. And
may no sue you. I no co-sign waiting this guy talk. No,
this is me.
I beg
Seun does not hide it. And this interview, for it to be, that is the only part of the interview. Go and check now. It's the only part of the interview that they stuck on for almost 5-6 different questions.
That pained me. That irritated me. Yeah.
Every other part, they just move on. Even the ones where Obi said some things like he's going to move Nigeria from consumption to increase our production in rice. We are already the largest producer of rice.
Where?
So it's not because in Africa, we are the largest. See, we produce ×2 of what the next person produces.
Okay, I'll just do a quick fact check there.
Seun knows this. Yes, we are the largest producer of rice in Africa. We produce about 8-point-something million tons a year.
Yeah.
And we consume only 7 million tons.
That is not correct.
So
That is not correct. We still import rice for Nigeria. How is it we produce
Yes, we import not because we are not producing enough. See,
that is not correct. There's no way we are producing over what we are eating, and we're still importing.
Yes, because the market asks for variety. The market wants imported rice, not because we are not producing more than what.
I think you're breaking there. Your network is breaking there. And yes, Mr. O is correct on that. Nigeria produces over 8 to 9 million, and we're at the top. And like he said again, Egypt now the number 2, and we produce times 2 of what Egypt produces. But anyway, Mr. Oye, we don't hit almost 20 minutes for this chat. I don't know if you can hear me because you're silent. I don't know if it's a network issue. Oh yeah, he dropped. But anyway, Mr. Oye was right on that. And you see, now why we know it did nice to do fact check in real time, right? And yeah, that makes sense. I don't learn. Thank you, Mr. Oye. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. But again, it doesn't hurt now make we produce rich within Bangladesh, they produce 50 tons, right? I appreciate you, Mr. Oye. You see, as we do for the Beer Parlor podcast. Hey man, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I know plan today 3 hours here, and it's been 3 hours. I have a headache. I'm sorry, I need to go. I'm sorry, but I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys for joining. I think it was Mr. Etan Lang, your Heineken day, your Heineken day, your Heineken day, your Heineken day. We'll go give you the Heineken. Mr. Oye, I see you requesting. I go bring you up just so we'll go finish this conversation and also tell you what I saw on the research I just did on the rice. You are correct. Nigeria produces 8 to 9 million metric tons of rice. I didn't go further to see how many metric tons would they consume.
We consume only 7 million.
Okay, I'll take your word on that. I'll take your word on that. Yes, and you were also right. Also with the next country is Egypt with 4 million tons, and that's over 2 times what we produce.
Of what Egypt
absolutely,
produces. So
absolutely.
All these people in comment section shouting APC and lies. See.
But Mr. Oye, I need to go. My headache don't increase. I need to go. If you want to help me round up so that I go. But I appreciate you for joining, and I appreciate you for giving us that fact check. And I know it's always a good conversation with you, obviously. Always a good conversation. You and every other beautiful person with there, Mr. Etan Lag. I owe you your beer. I owe you your beer parlor. I owe you your Heineken. I'll send the Heineken once my gift complete to Heineken money, I'll send you that Heineken, my brother. Mr. Oye, thank you. Mr. Etan Lag, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Paparazzi, thank you for joining. Oh man, my head no green let me. But Michael APC, thank you for joining and sharing your thoughts. Amarachi, I see you requesting. Ibotic Pride, I see you guys requesting. Mr. Savi, I see you requesting. Unfortunately, I need to go. Headache won't finish me. Make I go relax. Thank you guys so much. Like always, my name is Kachi, and this is the Beer Parlor podcast. Peace.